This is the Don and Mike Show.
Okay, see, this is the problem with stem cell research. It starts with a little egg in a petri dish. The next thing you know, you have an all-new, much-improved Tommy Gavin.
Something to keep me moving. My real passion is my hobby.
Really? What's that?
I work with retards.
Isn't that a little politically, incorrect?
Well, the hell with that. No one's going to tell me who I can and can't work with, right?
No, I mean...
We got this one kid, Mongo. He's got a forehead like a drive-in movie theater, but he's a good so we don't bust his chops too much. So one day, Mongo gets out of his cage.
What, they keep him in a cage?
Well, it's just an enclosure.
No, but they keep him confined.
Right, yeah.
That's bullshit.
Well, that's what I said. So I went out and I got him a leash.
A leash?
Yeah, one of those ones you can hook onto the clothesline, and he can run back and forth, and there's plenty of room for him to dig and play. That kid is really, he's really blossomed.
The Don and Mike Show.
Okay, see, this is the problem with stem cell research. It starts with a little egg in a petri dish. The next thing you know, you have an all-new, much-improved Tommy Gavin.
Broadcasting Butterball Naked, Don Geronimo and Mike O'Mara.
Are you retarded? It's not a rhetorical question. Are you retarded?
I know I played this song too much. I would have gone to see Gwen Stefani this weekend if I was in town, only to hear this song. Yeah. I'm so past her holler back girl and hey baby, 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 and spider webs, but
love her voice.
I know this like plays on fag stations that everybody can agree on, even the boss.
Right.
But just give me a second here before we get to Tom Gavin. Because aren't we cool? Hey, you know what I mean? Not are we cool? I mean,
I know we're cool.
You know what I mean? It's like we just say something. Are we cool?
Yeah, we're cool.
Yeah, we're cool. Hey, Tom Gavin, are we cool?
Yeah.
Now, joining us on the phone on this erection day, I've just been told, is Chief Political Correspondent Tom Gavin.
With a very serious political report for us.
Tom allegedly has one of the guys that's running for governor of Virginia.
Yeah, he's shaking hands to all the people.
What is he, Tom? What?
He's out in the driveway shaking hands.
No, who is he?
It's Steve. His name is Steve.
No, there is no Steve running for governor, Tom.
Is he running for governor?
It's Shannon. And he's not. He's running for delegate, I think.
He's running for delegate.
Ah.
Oh, delegate.
See, Beth Ann had come in. Well, okay, it was an easy mistake to make. So
of course, anybody could have made that mistake.
So you don't have one of the guys running for governor.
That's who it is. Steve Shannon. That's who it is.
And he's running. How's he doing?
He's doing good, man. I'm outside.
Is he,
Tom?
Tom?
I'm outside at West Flyer Elementary School.
Is he an incumbent?
Yeah, he's shaking hands to people.
Uh-huh.
Do you know what incumbent means?
Donnie's shaking hands to people.
Guy who shakes hands. Tom, can you get him on the phone?
He doesn't want to come. He's out in the driveway.
He's out in the driveway.
Why don't you go up to him then? Do you have a cell phone?
Yeah, I got my phone.
Go up and say you're Tom Gavin from CBS.
Tom, what are the planks in his platform? Hello?
Tom?
Why must you be a wordsmith, Rob?
It's fun.
Boy,
Tom, are you there?
You know what's good on ham?
What?
Mustard.
Yes.
You know, maybe that's the type of stuff we should write for JB. To say to Terry one day.
You know, your favorite condiment, I understand, Terry, is mustard.
Hey, Terry, if I'm so fat, why did I see you eating custard last night? Indeed. Let's go to Bill Moss.
I know you had some great seasons when you were playing football for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh, and listen, thank you to all my friends who called on Sunday. I love this. I got in late on Sunday evening from my trip down to see Bart. Hello, Tom. And
wrestle to the ground. Isolate that sound. That was a good Tom sound.
And it says, 8 messages. Huh. So I'm going, It's like the first one is Big Frida, the next one is Amy, the next one is Bart, and then the next 5 are guys I know. Uh-huh. And one by one, it's, well, Packers look pretty good. Then the next one is, Are you avoiding the phone? Hello? Are you there? And then this one ass that lives up the street. Michael is his name. That's all I'll say.
Okay.
Rob, it's almost like he's reading your mind. Because Rob said this to me kiddingly one day. Here's the message. And it was the last one. It says, message sent at 6:45 p.m. He goes, hey, it's Michael. Gosh, I know you're out of town, and maybe you haven't had a chance to look at the newspapers, or, I've not been around the TV. Do you have any idea what the Green Bay score is?
Was it somebody just busting your chops?
The last 5 were just people expecting me to put a gun in my mouth because the Green Bay Packers are 1-7.
Great running joke in my family when somebody's team does bad. Call up and say, my TV's on the fritz. Can you give me the score of the game?
People are awful.
But that's what he did.
Yeah,
and I got like 5, and at least it was none from you guys.
So what, did Green Bay have a bad day yesterday?
What are you saying?
Well, see, Brett Favre is my fantasy quarterback.
Here's the thing that's a pisser. They should have won that game. Pittsburgh did not play good enough to win that game.
Yeah, but, I mean, the whole offensive situation for the Green Bay Packers is in a, shall we say, disarray.
Hey, but how about Mr. Make-A-Wish, Peyton Manning? Huh?
Yes. Mr. Peyton Manning had one of his greatest performances ever.
Tom?
Speaking of Make-A-Wish.
Of course, it was the 60 Minutes curse, too.
Okay, Tom. Bye, Tom.
Okay, see, this is the problem with stem cell research. It starts with a little egg in a petri dish. The next thing you know, you have an all-new, much-improved Tommy Gavin. I got to see this.
And remember, the operative question during that political report was, is he an incumbent? No, he's shaking hands.
All right, and if Tom calls back and he knows what's happening with the candidate, then we'll let you know.
Go find Kilgore, Tom.
Let's see. Mike.
Yes.
Before we get to our fantasy football.
Right.
How you doing, pal? No drinking?
I'm doing well.
How many days now?
Well, what was the 29th was the last night that I had a cocktail.
I've lost day track. Day 9, I believe.
Is this? I thought it was day
9.
Yeah.
Wow. Hey.
Oh, because it's Tuesday. I guess it would be day 10.
It is day 10.
Yeah,
it's
right.
day 10. Double digits.
Day 10.
I'm in double
Congratulations.
Day 10.
All right, I'm going to say something that's not going to be necessarily the right thing for somebody that does what I do on the side to say.
Hank's Look Around Cafe.
What? Say it.
It is a little easier to do what I do when I go into that joint when I've had a few cocktails, Sure. Not that. Now, let me just say, hold on. Before you jump in here, let me say.
I understand.
Before I insult anyone, let me just say, I find the conversations that I enjoy in my restaurant to be stimulating, fascinating, and thrilling.
And you'd punch people if you weren't drunk most of the time.
It was. It's just.
Because you know what it's like.
No, it becomes is you become aware of what you're doing, and it's just. Let's just say it's a little easier. It's a little more fun when I'm able to go in there where everybody else is celebrating.
Can I embarrass you for a moment?
What?
May I embarrass you?
Oh, here we go. What?
No, come on now.
What is it?
Come on. Mike told me that's one of the things.
He's making this up. What?
On Frida's memory. Okay. I am not making this up.
All right, go ahead.
You told me one of the best things, notice I'm being facetious with best, about owning your own restaurant/bar is you told me one night that you were walking around and they said someone wanted to meet you. And you walked over to their table, much like the skipper did in that restaurant that Frida and I went to. Anyway, Mike said that he walked over and...
Alan Hale.
And Mike was ready to be like, hi, it's Mike O'Mara from the Don and Mike Show. And all they wanted to do was tell you that whatever their sandwich was or whatever was not prepared correctly.
To their liking.
And Mike had to stand there with a straight face and smile and say, okay. Because I remember you told me, you said you were positive that they were going to be like, hey, we're big listeners of the show. And instead they just wanted to tell you that whatever the guacamole wasn't as good as they thought. So what Mike will not say...
Did I ever tell you that I was yelled at one time? In fact, it was St. Patrick. It wasn't St. Patrick's Day. It was the week before. It was at the St. Patrick's Day parade. Did I ever tell you that I was screamed at?
No.
Screamed at.
So.
By who?
the parade ended at like noon, and everybody came into the restaurant simultaneously. And so what was said to be a 45-minute wait was actually longer because there were really everybody at the exact same hour. Everybody came in simultaneously.
Well, it's St. Patrick's Day also.
And it was the St. Patrick's Day parade, and a woman had waited like 10 minutes longer, and she'd waited a long time. There just weren't any tables, and she had stood there in front of people and said, and it was the first.
You're ugly.
It was literally. She was screaming at the top of her lungs, and that was a similar type of situation where you got to do that.
But I believe what you're saying is being okay. Let's take Mike O'Mara out of this.
I'm looking forward to getting back to my normal behavior patterns.
Let's speak about one of my other favorite all-time Mikes, Mike Ditka.
Yes.
Mike Ditka has a pretty good chop house in Chicago.
Mm-hmm. Not as good as Harry Carey's.
And if you go to Ditka's Steakhouse, some nights you'll see Mike Ditka there. And sometimes when he's there, he gets a rap for being standoffish.
Yes.
That he will be at the bar and he's having a cigar and he's with his cronies. But then there are other times you go into the restaurant and he comes over to your table and he virtually will, it's like, anything you want me to sign, anything you want to talk about with the 85 Bears, anything you want me to diagram some plays for you. And the reason is that, well, he's had some of the juice.
Some drinks.
That he's gotten some. I love I call it courage.
Yes.
I call it liquid courage.
Yeah, but I don't get hassled like any. I mean, when I'm in there, I can sit there and not be. It's just when people do want to chat, it's easier. Obviously, I think for most people, why do people go to a cocktail party and have a little cocktail? Because they want to relax.
Loosen up.
They want to loosen up and enjoy other people's company. And I think really, I have discovered that the primary reason for that lubrication is not because you want to be more relaxed yourself. Here it comes.
Say it. Just say it.
It's that you have that lubrication because you want to make other people more interesting.
Yeah. I see.
More interesting than they really are.
That's nice talking about your customers like that.
Here you go.
Rose-colored glasses, sort of.
Have fun. Have fun.
That and the flavor.
And what the flavor what?
Of the drink. They're delicious.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's fine. You know what's better?
What?
Morning. Morning is a hell of a lot better.
Yeah.
Morning and being able to get things done. And, I was up at 6 o'clock in the morning on Saturday, which never happens. I'm never up that early.
Wow.
I was up at 6 o'clock, and it was fantastic.
You could have seen Thunderbots or something on TV.
What's that?
You could have seen Thunderbots.
I don't watch Thunderbot. I've spent a lot of time on the computer, and I beat everybody up. It was wonderful. And then up bright and early again on Sunday morning. And
well, we are
and
proud
then,
of
but
you.
For some reason, I'm extraordinarily tired too. I'm very tired. It's like my body is saying to me right now, what the hell are you doing? You're doing something that's just not quite normal.
You're not sleeping probably as fitfully, because I know when I'm drinking, I'm sleeping better.
Well, I bought new things though. You know how I got the sleep apnea?
Yeah.
Right? And I wore that oxygen mask.
Yes,
on me.
yes, Imus.
Does he have it too?
Well, who knows? He's got to.
Probably.
He's got to.
But I bought new. There's a new thing that had when I'm in a drugstore and I see this, I buy the product right away. It says "as seen on TV," and I've never seen this ad on TV. But the football players use those little Band-Aids. They run
Breathe Right.
Breathe Right.
No
and
strips.
I've done Breathe Right a little bit. These are little. It's a little plastic, almost like
clip.
A little clip that goes in your nose.
In your nostrils.
Yeah.
Yes, I've seen
You
those.
have these?
No, I don't, but I have seen them. I'm familiar.
But I've been trying these, and they got little menthol on the end of them, and so I shove that into my nose at night. And what are you laughing?
I'm laughing at you trying to get laid with Carla. Laying in bed with a clothespin in your nose.
It's better than that oxygen tent that I was in before.
Sure.
But I gave that up a long time ago. I mean, I used that maybe for 2 weeks. In fact, I was talking to somebody who swears by it. The CPAP is what it's called.
The machine?
And, the machine. I don't use the machine anymore.
You still have it?
I think I do somewhere.
Want to eBay it?
Yeah.
Oh, shut up.
Yeah, I will. I'll eBay it. That I would eBay.
But you're eager to go back to your previous lifestyle once this experiment is over?
No, but I know that I will.
Uh-huh.
I know that I'm going
Can I ask, what's the point of this exercise?
to clean up.
I see.
dry out. People do it all the time.
Let me just say this. If you're going to go to Mike's joint, don't complain about the food.
No, don't complain.
Don't complain. Because you're not going to get the happy clown.
I don't do that anymore.
You know what you're going to get? You're going to get the Joe Pesci and Goodfellas. You know, do I amuse you?
You talking to me?
If you would like to come in and get stabbed in the neck with a pen, feel free to do that.
All right, get John. Let's do the fantasy thing. We got a big show to get to. And I can't even believe that I've not made this, what for me is a major announcement. If you give me 5 seconds. You know my personal situation. Oh, hi, John.
Hello.
Hi there. You know my personal situation.
Yes.
I did not even mention that I am engaged. Thank you.
Really?
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
It's so fast.
She's not answered yet. I sent a ring to Jennifer Aniston.
Asking her.
I know why this is. This is because she was on Letterman. That's all. This is just because she was on Letterman.
In high def.
Oh. She looked pretty incredible on that show last night.
I'd eat the corn.
How about those legs? You are. He'd like to be eating it. He'd be like to have that corn chowder, too.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Letterman's got an old lady, right?
Or does he?
Yeah, well,
I mean, what the hell is the deal with Letterman? I mean, is she at his Connecticut mansion? Is she at his place out in Montana?
I believe so.
Where the hell is she?
She's in the cellar.
I think she's like in some, halfway house with the baby.
Let all the trades pick that up, that I've officially announced my engagement to Jennifer Aniston.
The tabloid. You'll be on the cover of the Sun.
I'm calling the AP.
But listen to me now. Here's the important quote. I sent her a 2-carat ring already on a finger.
Oh, fantastic.
I want to get her attention.
Was it an old person's finger? Was it an elderly finger?
Yes, it was.
What a lovely ring.
I want to get her attention. I want her to know that I'm not another goofy schmuck disc jockey.
That's right. This'll do it.
I've had a thing for her since day one.
If she was listening right now, what would you say to her? What type of romantic chit-chat would you give her to maybe...
I bet Brad never said this to her, and I mean it.
Okay.
Honey, I'd eat the corn. Right. That's all I can say.
Okay. You had her eye.
You are so fine. I could make you laugh. I'd love to have sex with you.
Right.
And I'd eat the corn. That's all I want to say.
Sort of a Tom Gavin approach.
And look at this. See, I've got how many pictures after all these years still? Jennifer Aniston here.
Right.
Jennifer Aniston here.
Right.
Jennifer Aniston here.
She has been yours for a long time.
That's right. And it's just time to face facts.
Is single, too. What are you going to do about Vince Vaughn?
I don't believe that's real.
Okay.
Besides, what am I going to say to Vince
Vaughn? What
do
you bring to the table that Vince Vaughn doesn't bring to the table? Besides your love of corn. Do you think Vince Vaughn would eat the corn?
No. No, I don't.
You don't?
And maybe that's what it would come down to. Who would eat the corn?
Well, then you'd win.
Who would eat the corn from the ice cream dispenser?
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Gotcha.
And I don't like that
I don't know whether she'd be willing to play that game.
She would maybe she'd just leave maybe she'd sample it, if you get what I'm saying. Maybe she'd be like a trip to the doctor's office. And then Vince and I could sit in a room together.
All right, Don Geronimo, Vince Vaughn sitting at a table. Both of them handed a foil package.
Plastic fork. Go right
and
to
a bib.
It. Go right to it. No need. Here you go, Jen.
Vince Vaughn is playing with his food right now. And Geronimo eats the whole thing in one bite.
Just want to show her. She's out there. I'm out there. I wouldn't say that about any other woman. Now, fantasy football.
Yes.
Goddamn, as Jerry Reed said, when you're hot, you're hot.
When you're not, you're not.
That's it. Thanks a lot, Judge. Well, who's your big money winner this week? Well, you look at him. It would be me.
That would be you.
It would be me. Another big week. A stellar week by Team Lombardi.
Congratulations. You take back some of those bad things you said about Peyton Manning?
Peyton Manning? That pussy?
Now, what are you doing? Peyton Manning's the reason you won the money.
No, Mike, I had the money won long before Peyton got me.
No, you didn't.
Oh, really?
No.
Okay, well then, I could have put the other guy in, Carson Palmer.
It'd have been close.
Okay, anyway, no. Peyton Manning is a great Make-A-Wish guy.
Yeah.
Oh, and his new commercial for MasterCard really is fun. Have you seen the one?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, I have.
Okay, he's in a grocery store. It's kind of like the one he did last year.
Right.
Here we go, insurance workers, except now he's walking up to guys at a grocery store, and he's saying, would you sign this loaf of bread for my brother? He is your biggest fan. And then another guy, he says, would you sign this cantaloupe? Oh, my God, I can't believe it. And on the way out of the grocery store, he says to one of the guys that works in the butcher department, can I have your bib? Can I have your apron? And they give him the apron, and he puts it on, and he goes, yes, 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 yes. No, Peyton Manning's not a pussy.
So who else did you have? Who were some of your other guys that were?
Well, quite an ingenious pickup, if I say so myself. Nobody wanted to pick up Mr. Larry Johnson from your Kansas City Chiefs. Had a bye week with Julius Jones, had a bye week with Willis McGahee. Put him in. Larry Johnson was worth, 27 points.
Oh, wow.
And how many points did Priest Holmes get there, Rob?
He's suffering from a concussion, I think.
Hey, Rob, how'd that TO thing work out for you?
You know, I know Mike is unhappy with his squad, Mike. I'm entertaining offers for TO.
And
yes. I'm willing. I'm going to cut you a deal.
Okay.
All right,
we'll see if we can chat.
Seriously, Peyton's not a
I'm
pussy.
looking forward to picking up people that are out of football.
He's the greatest. John, what are the scores from this week?
All right, Buzz back on the winning streak, 82-46 over BA.
I'm in the hunt.
Buzz, that's great.
That's right, he's back in it. Bart wins, beats Rob 85-71. Sorry, Mike, 104-73.
Was I the low point man this week?
No, that would be BA with 46.
Oh, 46.
And
So
Rob also had 71. I beat Mike with 104-73. And
it's really not even a game. I mean, it's like, why should I even play?
Right.
I'm quitting.
Click and win, Mike.
Works
Click
for me.
and win.
I'm quitting.
Click and win.
Quit, and then Don.
It's not fun anymore.
Hold on, this is a showdown for first place we're talking about now.
119-81 over Joden.
Yes.
And the standings in the dumb division, leading the entire league, 7-2. That would be me. Oh, hi. Bart at 5-4. Mike tied with Bart at 5-4, and Rob at 2-7.
Yeah!
In the dumber division, leading the power standings, your favorite Don Geronimo.
That's right.
6-3.
And your money winner this week.
And the money winner
Thank you
this
all
week.
for making so many transitions.
Well, looks like you two
transactions this week.
Looks like we got 2 Super Bowl players right here.
Let's not count our chickens quite yet.
That's right.
Don and Joe are tied at 6-3, Buzz at 3-6, and BA at 2-7. Really not much of a division past Don and Joe.
There you go. All right, that's the update. All that stuff's on our website at DonandMikeWebsite.com.
Mike, you mentioned quitting. I highly recommend it. It turned my team around.
All right,
when I quit.
I'm having a fire sale.
What are the next big
Week 10.
matchups?
Week 10, all divisional matchups. Mike versus Rob, Bart versus John, Don versus Buzz, and BA versus Joe.
All right. Rob, we're playing each other. That's a coin flip right there.
It is? That's like tied at 40.
All right, thank you, Johnny. Anyway, our stuff's on our website at DonandMikeWebsite.com. Just go to fantasy football.
Say, if I lose another fantasy game, I'm going to drink. No, I'm not. Yes, I am. No, I'm not. Yes, no, yes, yes, no. We'll see. Yes, no.
Did you play Brett yesterday?
Yeah. Yeah. Brett's done. I got to think about, picking somebody up. I mean, Brett's had it.
But you got Vic?
I had Michael Vick. Michael Vick had a fairly decent game, but you know how he is in fantasy football. He's very inconsistent. But he'll probably get the start next week.
What do you mean, for the Falcons or for you?
For me.
No, and Michael Vick had, I thought, a very productive week this week.
Yeah, his only one of the year, really, that he scored any fantasy points.
Touch and go.
But it doesn't matter because my running backs suck. My wide receivers suck. You know, I've got Curtis Martin and Fred Taylor, and they, in our fantasy, in the click and win league, you read the little blurb about the guy. It's like this could be a big week for them, and then he's got a sprained ankle.
I like both those guys. Fred Taylor is super unsung. He's worth at least 10 points a week.
How much do you like him?
Do you want Julius Jones for him?
When you get that look on your face, I wouldn't. I don't know. I don't know yet. I have to research it.
Don't answer.
Because you really look like when you watch the Discovery Channel and the mouse at night is walking by like the Eastern Diamondback rattlesnake.
Julius Jones will have the little red cross thing next to him. It'll say he's got a sore ankle, and then maybe Parcells won't play him. I happen to be loaded at running back. I'm sorry.
Mike is going to have to go check what the CBS guru says, who, by the way, is on crack. And
I don't even look at the guru. The only thing I use
garbage.
I use top lineup, and sometimes I'll change things based on that.
You got to check what their past history is, and then that screws you.
It's very depressing right now. It must be fun if you're sitting atop a fantasy league, but if you're like wallowing in mediocrity, it sucks.
You know how many weeks I've won the money now?
How many?
3.
That's fantastic.
You know how many weeks I've won the money?
3 of 9.
0.
0 here.
0.
It's like a third of the time you won. That must be so cool.
It's great.
It is so much fun.
It's fantastic.
Fantasy sucks.
Luck of the draw.
Fantasy. What kind of
fantasy sucks?
The game of luck.
Hold on, I'm sure Beth Ann is calling in with something important.
Oh,
yes,
good.
yes, 2 and 7.
Yeah. What hurricane victims have you donated your money to? I'm just asking. I really want you to shine, Don.
What hurricane victims have I donated money to?
Because it's additional money.
Listen, in the name of Beth Ann McBride, I am sending 1,000 Kotex.
Thank you.
Down to New Orleans.
That'll take care of that levee problem.
Okay. Okay, bye.
And also,
I hadn't thought of that.
Bye. And not only that, what's that spray I like so bad?
FDS?
FDS.
FDS woman?
Summer's Eve.
Another fine product.
I'm going to. All the money I make at fantasy football is going to go right to douche.
And you know when you see those forest fires out west where they have the big bucket, you're going to fill that. You're going to fill that with Lotrimin. Drop it from the sky.
Could do a lot of good.
Yeah.
Oh,
absolutely.
and also, not only for the chicks, I'm also going to use all my fantasy winnings, and I'm going to buy ED pills. And what I'm going to do is just drive through New Orleans and just throw them out. You know,
like they throw out beads. Yes,
right. If you have boner problems, I'll just give you the ED pills.
Make a necklace.
Well, I tell you, in about a month, that city will not smell like mold. It'll smell like people are baking bread.
What is it? Cialis? Is that the new one?
That's
what I use.
The newest one.
I use Viromax.
That's good.
Another fine product.
I wash it down with whiskey.
Viromax and whiskey.
Viromax. When did the FDA shut them down? Because I noticed they don't advertise with us
They're
anymore.
Still around. They don't need to.
Might have been a banking issue.
Viramax was named after the character Vera on Alice. Yes. Remember the mousy, soft-spoken woman?
Beth Howland.
Yeah, right. Not to be confused with. Think about that show Alice.
Mm-hmm.
You think they were tying it into women's issues? Vera for Viramax, and then the other person's name was Flo.
They called her Heavy Flo.
Heavy Flo. And her real name was Polly
Holiday.
Right.
She got a spinoff called Flo.
And whenever you're talking about feminine odor, it's Linda Lavin. Am I right about that? Or am I right?
Which do you think would smell worse, that odor from Linda Lavin or the Vic Tayback odor when he take that little cap off that he was wearing in the kitchen?
But that was masculine odor.
What smells worse, Vic Tayback's sweaty head or Linda Lavin's Daisy?
No competition.
Linda Lavin's Daisy.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And plus, you would never want to rub on that for good luck. And you might want to rub on Vic Tayback's head for good luck.
Your hand would keep slipping.
It would. God. You'd lose a ring.
Send them all to New Orleans.
Okay, we got to break. Be right back.
This is the Don and Mike Show. You can call Don and Mike anytime from anywhere in America. 877-365-3636. They're ready to believe you.
Forget it, man, and get with the countdown. Take this square world and blast off for Kicksville.
Here to repossess your funny bone, Don Geronimo and Mike O'Mara.
Our website is DonandMikeWebsite.com. You can send us emails there. The webmaster sends them to Beth Ann McBride. We've got nothing from the hot lesbians in Baltimore, even after I apologize today.
Who knows? They might just come walking in here any minute.
We are getting a lot of emails with people wondering where we were yesterday.
Yeah.
And they said nothing major.
Nope.
Kind of serious, though.
Mm-hmm. That's take that for what it's worth.
And also, the other question, cable radio. We get asked this a lot.
Yeah.
Which do we like best? XM or Sirius? I'd say right now we like Sirius better, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no question.
Okay. And the other word of the day is contract.
Mm-hmm.
That's the Don and Mike word of the day.
Enjoy.
Yeah. Contract. No threats, no nothing.
No.
We're happy working here.
Yeah.
Nah, just there's stuff we can talk about, stuff we can't talk
about. That's all. Anyway.
Sirius is a heart attack about that, too.
Really? Whew. You think we'll make Howard 100 tonight? No. Last comment, and then we'll stop this, because everybody's emailing about this. Mm-hmm. Remember, contract, a noun, not a verb.
Bingo, baby.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Although both services have a lot to offer. I'm still a big fan of regular over-the-air free radio.
Of course.
Both are good, though.
Yeah.
One might be better than the other.
It remains to be seen.
Time will tell.
If you go to our website, DonandMikeWebsite.com, Buzz, if you click on today's big steaming show log. Now, I know that I've already had a conference with Buzz today. I love conferencing with Buzz.
Yes, as do I.
Just to make sure that anything that's on the website is not something he's going to talk about. And as it turns out, Buzz is very attached to the story about the Panthers whore cheerleaders.
Of course he is. What a shocker that he would be into that story.
So we're going to wait until the news and comments, but up on our website we do have the mug shots of the two Panthers cheerleaders who are having hot lesbian sex in a bathroom.
The one on the left is very
down
attractive.
in Tampa.
I read also in the article they want to go to Atlantic City with you.
There you go.
I make 2 pledges. I'll have fresh, updated information, and I won't leave out any lurid details.
Good.
Anyway, the pictures are there, and Buzz is kind of attached to that story, so good. We'll have that later. We will have that.
I think this is going to do wonders for their careers.
They probably will.
In the news and comments.
The blonde, very attractive, actually.
Now, which of the you know what I've noticed recently in my house? The TiVo that's in my bat cave, the high-def TiVo, I get all the shows that I like. Right. Now, the TiVo that's in the family room is still set up with all of Frida's shows. Okay. So, what I've got is a backlog of shows that I hate, like Will and Grace, and, The Apprentice, but also Frida had TiVo'd Lost and Desperate Housewives. I've been watching Desperate Housewives a little more on and off this year.
Oh, good.
I don't know if it's as good as it's been in previous years. I don't care for it. But I will. I mean, I don't love it like I could.
Right.
Same way I didn't love Sex in the City, but I could tolerate Sex in the City.
Right.
I feel the same way about Desperate Housewives.
I don't get it, but I tell you what, she's not corn-worthy like Jennifer Aniston.
Eva Longoria?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and I find, like, last night, during, I don't know what, it was halftime of the Colts game.
Right.
I'm upstairs, because what I had done, it was halftime, and I hate on Monday Night Football that I like it. I love it.
Yeah. I want some more of it.
With the dumb lyrics to the football, almost as bad as the stuff on ESPN where they go, I like watching touchdown scores and twins football. It's like, just give me the highlights or do something. So anyway, I watched a little bit of Desperate Housewives in the other room, and boy, this chick is just I mean,
and they seem to focus on Eva Longoria, and also it's either her or Terry Hatcher. They're the stars.
So I go upstairs, and now how perverted is this? Like I Google it. Okay, I Google her, and I find one story that's like her boyfriend who plays for the San Antonio Spurs. He's making a rap album in French.
Okay,
because he's from France.
Good for him.
And listen, incidentally. Didn't we all get a nice big laugh about France burning to the ground?
Yes, the French are revolting.
Payback sucks.
Right, they're rioting in France, and who can blame them? But I did find this because I was looking for. I typed in nude pictures. Eva Longoria. I mean, get right to it if you're going to go Google.
Right. I was looking at some pretty racy pictures of her this morning.
I could not get any nude pictures, but I did get this from the website of Cosmopolitan magazine.
Okay.
Where I guess she's going to be on the cover in a couple of weeks. She talks at length, and boy, did I pick the right one to get into, about bikini waxing.
Oh, hello.
Now, this is from
Brazilian?
From the web today.
I don't believe she is.
Bikini waxing. She tells Cosmopolitan, it makes sex better. Believe me, the first time I did it, the technician did half, and I said, stop. He said, sit down, I have to finish. Then it gets easier. The more you do it, the less hair grows back. But yeah, I love it. I swear by it. Every woman should have a Brazilian wax, and the sex they have afterwards will keep them coming back.
Oh, man.
My whore.
I have to applaud that.
You know, I'm no good at math.
My whore.
How many zeros in a Brazilian?
She's the best of the housewives.
So she's talking about the Brazilian wax.
Yeah.
Getting everything ripped off.
I mean, and I Googled her, and it was only at halftime. Yeah. It was only at halftime of the Monday Night Football. But there, if you Google her and just put, like, sex and Eva Longoria, She is just the nastiest little bird.
Really?
She has said, she talks about...
There's something about her that makes that more intriguing.
Oh,
now.
yeah.
Sex in the bad place. And
really?
Anyway, that's just something that I was looking at.
You're not alone.
I'm enjoying that tremendously.
So will you be watching The Desperate Housewives now on a regular basis?
It's in the TiVo machine, and I think I'll watch it kind of like I used to. Now, this is...
TiVo machine!
This is the worst analogy. I used to watch Sex in the City because it was a chick show, and
you wanted to watch Cynthia Nixon,
and it's something I could watch with Frida. And yes, the reason I did watch that show
was in your crazy period.
I did like Cynthia Nixon, but make no bones about
you got
this.
Kristen Davis right in front of you there, right there. With the guy that looks like the man from U.N.C.L.E., and she's taking her clothes off, and meanwhile you're focusing.
Robert Vaughn.
Robert Vaughn. Is he related to Robert Vaughn? Is that Robert Vaughn's kid?
You mean the guy from Twin Peaks?
Kyle MacLachlan? Yeah. Is Kyle MacLachlan Robert Vaughn's son?
No.
I don't think so.
No.
Kyle MacLachlan looks like Robert Vaughn's son.
Anyway, let's hear it for Eva's Beaver, because that's all I'm into right now.
Sure, rightly so.
Right after...
You'll have a good time with that Longoria.
Right after Jennifer Aniston, who I believe probably the perfect triangle.
No.
How much you want to bet?
No, that would be a landing strip.
Yeah, I agree.
No.
I agree with
that. Would be waxed. It would be very neatly.
Now listen, it'd be very neat. I agree. She's
any modern woman. The triangle probably.
Mike, she's Greek, so you know that. So it's kind of like a Brillo pad anyway.
Oh, God. She is.
Really?
I almost fell back in my
I didn't
chair.
know. You learn stuff on this show.
She is. Jesus Christ.
I'm trying to think. If you
I've thrown it out there. Let the trades pick it up.
The triangle
I proposed marriage to Jennifer Aniston.
Telly Savalas is her godfather, so maybe nothing.
See, probably nothing down there at all.
For
triangles,
godfather,
really.
that's like saying that your son's going to have something genetic because I'm his godfather. It's got nothing to do with it.
Yeah, right.
If you were looking for the old-fashioned 1970s triangles on women, the only one you could probably find would be on Ellen DeGeneres. Otherwise, modern actresses nowadays, I can't think of any that would have the traditional triangle. And it's traditional triangle, isn't it? It's the TT.
Not Kudrow?
It's not. Hold on, Mike.
Ellen's is upside down.
Hold on. And it's not just lesbos. Let me just see. I'm looking in the newspaper for any celebrity. Okay, what about Angelina Jolie? She definitely has to run the landing strip.
I found a triangle for you on the front page of the Life section.
Hold on.
Connie Chung.
All right, what about Beyonce? Beyonce has a triangle. I guarantee it.
No, lovely.
Ask Jay-Z. I guarantee it.
I just don't know.
No, I think Beyonce might be smooth.
Okay, here's one a little gross because she's pregnant. What about Katie Holmes?
You might be, you might have found your
triangle
young
girl.
Triangle.
Triangle girl.
But that's because, look at her when she's out and about sometimes.
You stop it. There's nothing wrong with the triangle.
Well, the triangle is representative of less care.
Days gone by.
Than would be involved with the landing strip.
I disagree. Here's where I'm coming from. To me, triangle looks like old school Playboy, where that Mike, and you know the one I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know.
Where the chick
the fireplace.
The chick is in the den with the cherry wood
with the fireplace in back of her.
Deborah Jo
phenomenal
Fondren.
centerfold.
Has there ever been? And how old were we when that came out? 10?
I think it's the greatest centerfold in the history of Playboy.
Agreed.
I didn't know you when I was 10. You didn't know me.
Right.
However, we worked together almost 20 years. That's one thing that we both remember. That centerfold in Playboy.
It is an absolute celebration of the woman's body. Mm-hmm. That was absolutely incredible.
It makes me want to get all of my Bush albums, all of my Bush CDs, and it also makes me want to think about our president.
I know it does.
Bush.
But don't you think in those days there wasn't a lot of tending to that area? That's why
I believe
you have your triangle is your natural formation of the stuff down there.
I don't know. I think Jennifer Aniston's got the triangle. I probably think of the Desperate Housewives. I bet Terry Hatcher has the triangle as well.
I don't think any of the... Well, no, I think if you were talking about a triangle, you talk about William H. Macy's wife.
Felicity Huffman?
Right. Felicity Huffman.
I bet there's every chance in the world she's John Bonet.
She's shaved?
Well, that's a more PC way of putting it, yes.
Put it that way?
If you must put it that way, Mike.
You really think Felicity... Well, you like Felicity Huffman.
Yes, but
But you also like the triangle.
Yeah, I like both. I mean,
without.
hold on. First of all, I don't like the John Bonet look. I don't like that on any level on a grown-up chick.
I'm not really fond of that either.
However, I think she's got it. If we're just talking
you can tolerate the landing strip too, right?
Yes. Yeah, I'm just a fan of the triangle.
But you said a long time ago. See, we have to make a clarification here. There are two types of triangle. The one you described that you like is the neat and tidy triangle.
Correct.
I'm thinking when you're talking triangle, when you say triangle,
it's not like Randy Moss's.
I think of Woodstock.
I know you think of Randy Moss's hair,
right?
Okay,
exactly.
Okay, no, it's not like James Brown's hair. Okay,
so maybe,
and I don't mean the JB from Fox. I mean the I Feel Good guy.
So I'm thinking if you're neat and tidy, then there is every chance that Ms. Aniston might have the triangle that you.
Now, I'll give you one. I'll give you a woman who's probably got the triangle that I would think looks like a nasty bird nest.
Okay, go ahead.
How about Britney Spears?
Yeah, Britney Spears. I think we could have the triangle discussion, or we could simply have a tended, untended. That's the argument we should be having here. We should not be talking about triangles and landing strips as much as we should be talking about who cares and who doesn't. Who hires a gardener, who lets the lawn get overgrown.
What about the Hitler mustache?
Well, that's a different story entirely. That's tended.
Okay.
Right. That's completely tended to. That means you're thinking about it, you're paying attention to it.
We got a break so we can talk to Penn Jillette.
All right.
Ann Curry. I guarantee you, untended.
Yeah.
Like in The Deer Hunter.
I'm not prepared to argue that.
Like going through the swamps.
The Deer Hunter. The Deer Hunter.
Okay, what about...
Like a cashmere sweater.
I'm going to write down the name of someone who works here.
Okay.
I don't want to embarrass
And you want me to say tended or untended? Okay.
Everybody see?
Okay.
Okay. Mike, come on now.
Untended.
Buzz?
I'll say tended.
Robbie?
On.
If only there was some prize.
I know.
The prize should be a pair of scissors.
or a trimmer.
Okay. One more, just so...
All right, write it down.
So Beth Ann doesn't think this is her.
Mm-hmm.
One more. Let me write down one more. And this is... how do you... Do. All right. Even though I go against it, this chick who works here, I believe that would be a landing strip.
Very tended, no matter what it is.
I guess if it's tended or not tended. Yeah.
Tended.
She got a green thumb.
Meticulously tended.
She got 2 green thumbs. So is her husband.
Tended
Buzz?
to perfection.
Robbie?
Oh, like Pebble Beach.
without the pebbles.
Thanks for the golf analogy. Yeah, but, certain holes at Pebble Beach during bad weather, the salt spray comes up and burns out the grass.
That's
okay, now.
You got another one?
I sure do.
All right.
I'm going to say maybe the most untended in the building.
Oh, wait, before you hold it up, then let me write it down.
Okay, see if we can match.
I think we've all right.
The most untended garden in the building. Okay, we have an answer from Buzz.
Ready?
Mike, we have an answer from you, and we have an answer from me. We have a match with Mike and I.
Very good.
Buzz did not match.
Again, I'm the wild card.
Who'd you hold up there, Buzz?
There we go.
Madonna.
Just a guess. No.
But to continue the golf analogy,
Just threw Buzz under the bus.
on your match, like the rough at St. Andrews.
What was yours again on that one? I didn't see.
That's right, you didn't.
Well, you held it up. I just missed it.
Well, you did. Buzz, I'm sorry. I really didn't mean to say that. Damn this phone. Jesus Christ.
Every day with that phone.
I just want to tell Beth Ann it's not her. Beth Ann?
No, it isn't her.
She's back there getting a complex.
No, it's not her.
Hello?
It's not you. It's not you we're talking about.
I don't care.
Well, yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Well, are you glad we called and said it's not you?
No.
You don't care?
No, I don't care.
Okay, come in here for a second and let me hold up the
I
names.
believe you.
No. I want your opinion. Come in. No names will be mentioned. We're going to hold up the names that we wrote down. You see like that, where Buzz wrote Madonna. And then you tell us what you think.
Okay.
All right, bye-bye.
Did I write tended or untended?
There you
That's
go. I know. And Buzz, I'm kidding you.
Of course.
You bastard. Because you know she's a beautiful lady.
They all are.
All right, now here's the one that I wrote, untended. And I mean untended.
The worst in the building.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
Beth Ann agrees.
Yeah.
Beth Ann agrees. That's who Mike had.
Yeah.
And then here's who Buzz had.
I was just being silly.
Okay. I agree with them.
Okay, what about very tended?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right?
That was unanimous.
Yeah. Meticulous.
Meticulous. Really, you think this one's meticulous?
Yeah.
How much maintenance do you think is done in this one?
None at all. Not a bit. Nope. We're lucky. Maybe they brush their teeth.
And
There shouldn't be any teeth.
and completely
There could be.
and completely smooth.
No way.
Oh, easily.
No way on who?
Yeah.
Now you made Beth Ann laugh. Now you made
That's
Beth
funny.
Ann. Okay, thank you. Okay. Bye-bye. Oh, is Penn Jillette ready in a second
Yeah,
here?
he'll be calling.
Okay, all right. Well, tell him we're running 5 minutes late.
Hey, he's a DJ now.
Yeah.
He's a DJ and a magician.
One of
What
ours.
is, God, he's promoting, who knows? It's a special that's going to be on, I've seen the ads on NBC, what's he doing with Teller?
Is this where they're
gonna
exposing magicians again?
They're going to make a submarine disappear, and then they're going to explain how they did it. And by the way, I read an interview with Teller today. You never read interviews with Teller.
Wow.
And also, they're going to do an entire act underwater in which, when they were filming it, they almost killed their assistant.
Really?
Is that true?
Cool. Because she lost her oxygen.
Is that
feed.
true?
Yeah.
Oh, you
wow.
know, hey, would you pick up? Oh, never mind. Beth Ann did. Good. I bet that's Penn right now. We'll break. We'll come right back, and we'll talk to the great Penn Jillette.
This is the Don and Mike Show. Remember that having their program every day is a luxury. The Don and Mike Show.
Mike, this is for Penn Jillette as well. I just checked my messages at home. George McFly keeps calling.
Yeah, I heard you say that during the break.
We should call him.
Tomorrow on the show, we'll call him back.
All right.
And see what's up with him. Now, joining us maybe from Vegas. I'm not sure where. Here's the great Penn Jillette. Hey, Penn.
How you doing?
Hey, we are doing fantastic.
Time for a remake of The Tingler, isn't it?
The
Time scream for your lives.
I love that.
Let's welcome the newest member of the Infinity Broadcasting team.
Oh, man. Penn.
This is a free FM nightmare. This is a heartbreaker because the three of us can no longer have sex because we're part of the same family. So wrong, isn't it?
Oh, it's terrible.
Here's what we do. We move to Kentucky and we all broadcast from there.
I like that idea.
Now,
Continue our relationships as they were.
whenever this thing begins in January, whenever it is, you've got maybe the cherriest gig of all. It's a 1-hour show that'll be on our Vegas station here in D.C., on our station here, in our station in Baltimore, our station in Chicago. And what's the format of your show going to be?
Whatever the hell Penn wants to do.
All right, good.
That's the right attitude.
That's what I'll be doing. No, I did 5 shows just in Chicago as kind of a pilot, and I just tried to do what I thought would be cool, and they bought it.
You know, I will ask you one specific question about your show that's coming up. Will you be interacting with the audience like so many of us do?
I'm going to do a lot of phone calls and emails and stuff.
Good. Okay, good to hear that.
I'll also have friends on, ranging from Gilbert Gottfried to, Richard Dawkins. Kind of do the whole realm of possibilities.
All right, well, Penn, we won't talk about the radio thing again till it happens. We are fascinated, though, with the show that's on Sunday night.
Yeah, we're doing a show underwater. It was probably the stupidest idea Penn and Teller ever had, and we've had a lot of them, But we got this idea 15 years ago. We pitched to NBC to do a show underwater, and at that time, making it even marginally safe was cost prohibitive. NBC loved it, and we kept pitching it to them like every 3 or 4 years, and they finally bought it 2 years ago, and we still couldn't do it, and then we finally just did it. We went down to the Bahamas. We did one of these big, flashy, underwater submarine vanishes. We saw a woman and a half underwater. We were in scuba gear. We had safety divers, 6 diving cameras. It was insane. And then the only thing that stops it from being the standard cheesy magic show is that we give everything away during the
now. Oh, now this
That's
is
the
what's,
best.
This is what's so great. And now it's a 2-hour show on Sunday, right?
And I believe that you will see magic as good as you've ever seen on TV. And during the credits, if you want to keep it the same kind of cheesy magic show everyone else does, if you want to keep it that way, just close your eyes during the credits. You don't know anybody who worked on the show anyway.
Right.
You don't need to see the credits, but if you want to see how it's done, we show you.
Now,
Okay, that's
underwater, the whole thing with underwater, is this something where, you've scuba dived before? Is it something for Houdini? I mean, where's the tie-in with the desire to do a show underwater? It's an interesting desire.
Scuba divers. Houdini did a lot of stuff in the water, and the real reason, to be uncharacteristically honest here, is that Teller and I grew up loving magic, and then by the time we were professionals, we hated it because all the stuff was tired to us and old. And we can do the stuff we've always secretly wanted to do, like saw a woman in half and vanish 800 tons of steel and things like that that are just not in our style. But if you do them underwater and make them close to impossible, it becomes a whole different thing. So we love that. I mean, the sawing and woman in half thing, we rehearsed on the bottom of the ocean for 6 hours, and it never worked once until the cameras were rolling and the audience was there, the audience of scuba divers watching. And
You have an audience of scuba divers?
yeah, for the submarine vanish, we have, almost 100 scuba divers holding hands and scuba equipment around the submarine that we vanish. It's pretty cool.
Wow.
See, now I'm laughing at the setup.
I mean, we've never been this much by the absolute skin of our, teeth, I guess is the word. We just barely stuff. Usually stuff works like, half the time in rehearsal, and then we go into the show. Once we successfully vanished the submarine. Once we successfully sawed a woman in half. And the bad thing about sawing the woman in half is that we were so jacked up that it was actually working and things weren't falling over and the saw wasn't broken and all the other stuff that had happened and we weren't drowning. We were so excited that when I came around the final time, I knocked the regulator out of the woman's mouth. Now, she's tied in place about 40 feet down, and I knocked the regulator out of her mouth. And you get to see on camera how cheap life is to me because I'm so excited that I finished the bit successfully that I'm taking these huge, devil horns in the air, big bows jumping around, and I never once glanced down to her face to see that she's not breathing.
Oh, my God.
At the end of my celebration, you see all these safety divers with stopwatches rushing in and sticking air in their mouth, and I look over at them, and you can see clearly on my face that I'm just a little pissed because they're coming in the middle of my celebration.
Now, are you mic'd in the scuba mask? Are you mic'd?
I do voiceover for some of the scuba stuff, and then some of the stuff we're wearing, like those Captain Nemo robot death helmets that I can talk in. Yeah.
Without giving away how you do the trick, which is why we'll watch. Doing magic underwater, it's got to be like doing magic in space, right? It was one of the big things that would screw up if you're sawing the lady in half, that she might start to float away, or that
everything moves different, which means you have to tie things down, which means everything gets a little more dangerous, which is why we love things to look dangerous and look amazing, but we don't ever want to really hurt somebody. So the whole time you're watching, and this might be fun to keep in mind, everything you see where we're kind of desolate and on the ocean bottom doing things, there are 5 safety divers right out of frame with everything possible to save our lives.
'Cause when I think about being weightless, I don't know about you, but my frame of reference is always the Don Knotts movie, The Reluctant Astronaut. What
about the Incredible Mr. Olympus?
Yeah, when he's underwater.
Yeah, very true.
Here's a little thought for you to keep in mind. What are the differences? And I believe they're very few. But once you get this in your head, it's like a virus. You'll never get it out.
All right.
Try to enumerate the differences between Don Knotts and Mick Jagger.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Picture Don Knotts at,
I am
50 years old, hand on his hip, big scarf, shaking his hips and wiggling, and you've got Mick Jagger. I think the difference may be drug use and an English accent. I think that may be the entire thing.
What about when Buzz was telling us about, again, totally just stream of consciousness, because I want to get as much of this in with you as I can. Buzz told us that he was reading an interview with Teller today. Buzz, where did you read this, and since when do you let Teller speak, Penn?
Well, no, Teller has always talked more than he should.
New York Daily News, I believe it was, one of the New York papers.
Well, you know, the crew, our crew, the Penn and Teller guys, Nate and Zeke and Michael, listen to your show all the time. So they could tell you in a second that Teller does not ever shut up for a second when we're not actually working. The only reason we keep him silent in the show is so that somebody sometime can get a little bit of peace from the little creep's incessant yapping. Since we're free associated talking about any subjects, I need to talk about David Copperfield, okay?
Okay. Now we'd love to hear you talk about David Copperfield.
Copperfield is, I mean, in kind of a broad, show-busy sense, he's a friend of mine.
Okay.
And all the problems, all the friction, all the tension that comes in between us, which is real, all of that tension comes from one simple fact.
What is it?
I, Penn Jillette, am a scumbag. I meet with David Copperfield. He takes me to his beautiful, we hang out at his place. He's come over to my house. He's just sweet. He's kind. He's great to my wife. We have a good time. We talk. And then he says to me, hey, Penn, just don't say anything about me in the press. Just shut up, okay? Now, he said that to me 3 times. And every time I look him in the eye and say, I won't, David. I'll shut up about you. I really will. I really do. And he says to me then, no, don't make a promise you can't keep, Penn, because you have this weird compulsion that you can't shut up. And I go, no, David, I can certainly shut up. I won't say anything anymore. And then I'm just sitting in an interview, and they set me up and say, what do you think about David Copperfield impregnating a woman without touching her? And I say, well, it's sad. That's the only way we can think of to do it. Okay?
Oh, my God, that's right. I remember that quote.
I say to the interviewer, you better not print that.
Now,
and they go, oh, no, that's really funny, Penn. And I go, oh, he's going to be, and more. See, other times he's gotten mad at me, but this time he was, hurt. And you know how that is. And here's the problem. In my life, nobody, not my mom, not my dad, not my sister, not Teller, not my wife, not anybody on the crew, nobody has ever said to me, don't say anything about me. Lou Reed, I went on Howard one time and said something about Lou, and afterwards he called me up and kicked my ass. But he never said, don't do it again. He never said, don't mention my name. So I never made a promise that I couldn't keep, and I've done it. So I want to make it very, very clear. When you read the name David Copperfield and Penn Jillette in the same paragraph in any publication in the world, the reason there's tension between those two gentlemen is that one of them is a scumbag, and it's all one with long hair.
Well, you're making it right, Penn. You're making it right. How do you think he's going to respond to that?
I don't know. I probably shouldn't have. I should probably keep my promise and not mention his name. Hey, how about Chris Angel? What an idiot he is. Boy, Lance Burton sucks. Siegfried and Roy, nice the tiger ripped his head off. I can say all of that.
You want to throw the Amazing Jonathan in there or anything like that?
Jonathan, sure. Why do you think he has the headband? Are there hair problems there?
Okay.
Anyone else. We can even say Steve Wyrick. Just Blaine sucks. End of story. Through the whole David Blaine. You know the greatest thing about David Blaine?
What?
The greatest thing, and this has probably been fixed, but last time I saw him, it was the greatest thing. He was fat. He's not as tall as me, but he was my build.
Oh, that's not good.
That guy, right? So here's this guy who went without food for, supposedly for 40 days, and now he's chunky. It's like he tries to be, he's trying to be like Bobby Sands, and do some sort of big, starving thing, and he ends up looking like Louis Anderson. It's bad.
To get back to the Copperfield thing, the vibe I'm getting from you is that you genuinely like this guy.
Sure.
You are genuinely sorry that his feelings were hurt. But on the other hand, how can you not come out and say something like, how the frig can he do a bit like this? And doesn't David Copperfield realize that most people think like you do? That you read this and you go, this is just total crap.
I don't know. You know, that's the thing. I just don't know how other people think. The thing is, you know, they ask me for a quote. They're always asking me to say something a little bit funny. And you guys know as well as I do that comedy is always mean-spirited.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. You know, when's the last time you got a huge laugh going, that George Hamilton? Great guy.
All right,
you just got to laugh with that. See, I'm totally wrong. Everything is wrong.
Then tell me this. How did chubby David Blaine, how did fatty David Blaine, how did he do his street levitation?
Well, you know, you got to remember, he didn't do a street levitation, okay? He did a TV show. Okay, you have to remember that. And we talk about this in our special a lot, you know. In the special Sunday night, we will do some of that stuff and show you about reactions. It comes down very simply to this. Now, the show, I happen to think David Blaine's first special was one of the greatest magic specials ever done. And the reason was that he focused on the reactions.
Right.
So you really get caught up in that whole thing. But let me just ask you a simple gadonkin, a simple thought experiment.
Okay.
Imagine you two, okay?
All right.
Ron and Mike. Not people, not superstars, you guys.
Right.
You walk out on the street with a camera in D.C., okay?
Okay.
You've got 3 cameras. You walk over to people and you say, hi, we're Don and Mike. You know, you see us on the radio, you hear us on the radio, you know, and they go, whoa, Don and Mike, cool. And what are you doing? You go, we are doing a network television special. And they go, wow, wow. And you say, okay, we're going to put the cameras on you, and we'd like you to just look as though I had just turned into an otter. Make that expression. The otter is here. Little otter. Look like that. And then we're going to bring the camera up, and we want you to say, swear to Christ, I've never seen anything like that in my life. We'll probably use a shot of you on the TV special if you cry right now. And while we're at it, we're shooting a little bit of Girls Gone Wild, so flash your... all of it done. And then you turn the camera around over their shoulders, and you can do anything.
Yeah.
Put an otter there, right? So on our show, we get those reaction shots doing nothing, and then we shoot what we're actually doing and show that. And the great thing is, even after showing that, we show the reaction shots later cut in, and they're still powerful.
Yeah, it works.
It's like 2 frat boys to say, I never thought anyone could make me squeal like a little girl.
Everybody, please.
This woman to say, you know, this is on TV. She knows nothing's happening. She looks into the camera and says, I didn't even know kangaroos could do that. Scary, amazing, and just a little bit sexy.
Everybody, please watch.
That's all you need to know about magic specials on TV. And I'm not talking camera tricks, you know, like Bewitched. I'm not talking that kind of jive. I'm just talking about if you say to people you're going to... I mean, look at the TV shows. Look at the concerts. You know, you can see the Eagles on TV, and people act like they're liking them. You put TV cameras up, people go, woo-hoo-hoo! I mean, you put a TV camera up, and, you know, and Camellia will flash your breath.
You know what I wonder? How is Penn going to fill an hour of radio time?
I don't know.
I'm terrified. I'm going to have you guys as guests all the time.
Penn's show with Teller. It's Sunday night, 7, that's 6 Central, on NBC. Penn and Teller off the deep end.
It's all underwater, and we don't actually drown and die because it was already taped, but you'll see great reaction shots.
Wonderful.
All right. Well, listen, if we can get you back on before you start your radio show, we'd love to talk about your book, too. Cause,
yeah, you know, how to cheat your friends at poker. It's a way to exploit friendship to make money. Exactly what you two have been doing for years.
You got it. Well, the great Penn, Jillette, it's always a pleasure to have you on. Everybody, please watch this show Sunday night. Looks great, and we'll talk to you very soon.
Always a joy. Thank you.
Thank you. The great Penn Jillette, really, the guy.
So funny.
He's amazing.
Good loyal friend of the show.
You know, somewhere on his body, I think, is tattooed "Trust No One," because he's all about that. And if you like, I mean, that's the whole thing that he pulls back the curtain on this stuff. It's so much fun to watch.
Let me just tell you
Hello?
You know why he's good, Beth Ann? Do you remember last week when you were talking to? Remember he had to reschedule because he was watching all 24 hours of 24.
Right, nonstop.
Anyway, and one of the things was, he'd love to come on the show. He loves the show. He doesn't really want to talk about David Copperfield. So I was not even going to bring it up today.
Unexpected.
But, nice that Penn and Jillette brought it up on his own.
Funny, and you can tell he's trying to right a wrong that he did to David Copperfield. I thought in early interviews, we've had him on a bunch of times on the show. I thought that maybe they'd had a running feud, and I didn't realize that they were friends. But it's funny.
David Copperfield.
I don't put those two together.
David Copperfield must be like Michael Hughes. You know what I mean? What a pussy. Seriously.
You're not helping Penn's cause at all now.
But, I mean, that's like Michael Hughes.
Right.
You know, oh, please don't talk about me. Please don't talk about me. Then I
now
talk
what you've
about
done,
him.
you don't even know David Copperfield. And you've just given him the worst insult you can give a human.
Call him Michael Hughes.
That's terrible.
Michael Hughes, all right.
He'll never forgive you for that.
Bye.
Thanks, bye. Okay. Anyway, that's Penn, and PennandTeller.com is their website. Now, here's good news and bad news. We're going to do a contest here, and we're going to give away some cash money.
That's good news.
And as you know, we've been proud to be associated.
Very authoritative.
We've been proud to be associated with Independence Air.
Yes, we have.
And the good news is, if you've won a trip anywhere on this show, if I was you, I'd book that trip before Christmas.
Take it. Go.
Okay?
Please do.
So we will not be giving away, with no offense to Independence Air, we will not be giving away airfare today on the show.
Exactly.
But I still think, even if they're going to go up and go belly up in Chapter 11, they should go with my slogan, Independence Air. At least we never crash nothing. Especially now, if they're going to go out with a bang, no pun intended.
They've merely filed for bankruptcy protection. I don't think they intend to go out.
Also tonight on NBC, watch the amazing Hughesini as he makes radio stations disappear.
Hughesini, yes, sir. And then hides in his dressing room.
So here we go. We'll play a game. We'll give away, how about $100? And everybody likes the WWE, the wrestling Survivor Series, live pay-per-view in your home Sunday night, November 27th. We're going to play the game called It's All Relative.
All right.
You know how you do that. We call a member of your family. We ask them 3 piercing, penetrating questions about you or them. They get all 3 correct, and you are the big winner. You win at least $100 in cash.
Spend it on an airfare.
The WWE Survivor Series live in your home. And remember, it's an easy walk to Las Vegas. Who says you got to fly?
I think they're going to be fine.
Somebody's going to hitch a ride.
I'm trying to think positively.
Again, that's my motto. I mean, come on. I flew on Independence Air this weekend to go down to South Carolina to see my son.
Mm-hmm.
Independence Air. Yeah, we're biting the big one, but we ain't crashed.
Right. Well, why don't you send that right along to their PR department?
Independence Air. Our bookkeeping sucks, but how many crashes have we had?
Right.
Independence Air. We don't have TVs like JetBlue. You ever seen one of our planes crashing into Los Angeles? I mean, really.
Yeah.
They should try to...
Nobody died on that plane, though.
They thought they were going to, though.
Yeah, I know.
Because they were watching themselves on TV.
Actually, a very safe landing by the pilot.
Excellent. All right. So call now and win $100.
Call now, Phone Jeopardy.
Call now, play It's All Relative, and win $100 in personal bankruptcy protection. That's what we're going to be offering, because that's really what you need.
As we turn the page to Chapter 11 on the show.
Okay, It's All Relative, and we'll be right back.
This is the Don and Mike Show.
Me to beanie? Do you want me to beanie?
I'll beanie.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a tiger by the toe. If he hollers, let him go. My mother says to pick this one, and out goes Y-O-U.
Yeah! What are you excited about?
What do you mean?
What are you so happy about?
I won!
No, you lost!
I just Y-O-U!
No, you lost! You're out! You're in!
No.
Yes.
No, out goes Y-O-U!
You're the loser! You're the loser!
You're the loser!
No, you're the loser. Tell him.
Hold on a minute. Out goes Y-O-U. Give the kidney.
You give the kidney!
No!
You give the kidney!
You stupid idiot! You don't even know how to play eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
I don't know how to play
You don't know how to play eeny, meeny.
I played eeny, meeny my whole life.
Y-O-U, you're out!
No, I'm safe!
No, you're
out!
not.
What's all this screaming about?
Lose with dignity!
All right, wait a second.
They're giving a kidney to Richard Lewis.
He's the one.
He lost.
He lost.
You're not giving your fucking kidney. What if one of your kids needs a kidney one day? You're going to give your kidney to Richard Lewis? No.
You give it to him.
I might not be the match, Larry. He needs his kidney, number 1. Number 2, he's a fat He can't even survive the surgery.
How
You're
do you know
healthy
he
and
can't
thin.
survive the surgery?
You're healthy and thin. You're giving the kidney. End of discussion.
The Don and Mike Show.
I agree. Yeah.
They love to make pudding. Don and Mike.
All right, everybody standing by to win some cash. WWE Survivor Series prize pack. Pay-per-view, Survivor Series live Sunday night, November 27th. Only on in-demand pay-per-view. Call your local Comcast or Cox cable system now to order. Digital customers enjoy easy ordering using your digital remote. All right, we got the music in. Normally don't plot out my questions in advance. But I think I got some good ones. I think I got some pretty good ones. Let's go to some people on the phones and see how well they know their relatives. Name of the game is It's All Relative.
Excelente.
Okay, you can play with your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, your wife, your husband. Mike, would you like to start with a man or a woman?
Let's start with a man, baby.
Okay, how about... Jesus Christ, someone should profile this guy at the airport. First name, I believe... Misial? Misriel. Right.
What is it?
Like I said, make him take off his shoes as he's going through the metal detector at the airport.
It might be difficult that he's got one of these phones, too.
What we want to do is we want to wand him. You want to pull him out of line and wand him.
I always thought that sounded so dirty. Hey, did you get wanded the other day? Did I?
How do you pronounce your first name again, my friend?
Misael.
The phone is so crappy. I can't understand the way he pronounces it.
Rhymes with Israel.
Okay. Misael, kind of like Israel, but Misael.
Misael.
It is an Aramaic name, but I'm nowhere from there. So.
Right. And where are you calling from?
Tampa, Florida.
All right, beautiful Tampa. And who would you like us to call in this game?
I gave Joe my mother's cell phone number.
Mommy.
Okay, now,
all right.
Watch how we work time better. First, call the mom and see if she's there before we waste time with valuable questions.
What a wonderful little time management trick that you just pulled off.
Mike, no off switch.
Always on.
You got it. There's no on. I'm pointing right up here.
Always on. Damn it.
Always on. And still.
Here I am just sitting there trying to think of one question.
What's her name?
What's your mom's name, Miss Isle?
Terrorist?
Anna.
Oh, Anna the terrorist.
Or American name.
Yeah. The 3 women in my life right now, I've not heard from any of them today. The 2 lesbos from Baltimore, they've not emailed back, even though I apologize.
You know, for alleged fans, passionate fans of the show, we could get a little more communication from them.
And I offered myself to Jennifer Aniston. I flat out proposed marriage to her. I've heard dick.
I think she's gonna go through intermediaries. Right. That's the way she's gonna do it.
You got it.
You'll hear from her people.
Okay, hang on. We'll be right with you. Yeah, go.
Okay. All right. Good. Let me see. 3 questions, and if you get them all right, you get $100, and you get the WWE thing. Mr. Israel.
Misael, yeah. Whatever you guys want, radio back.
Who is the family member that you believe has the lowest IQ in your family? Who has the lowest IQ? Family member. I don't want to say the stupidest. I'll say the lowest IQ.
All right. Now, do you want me to answer first?
Yeah, that's the idea. And then if you match your mother Anna, then you're gonna, you'll.
It's really your mom's job to answer your answers.
All right. This is a good question for Mom, but I'll go ahead and say my brother.
And what would his name be?
His name is Mark.
Sure it is.
Finally, a normal name. Mark has the lowest IQ.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mark. Okay.
All right, here, Miss Isle, this is question number 2, and this involves the whole family. This is for your mother. You got to match her answer on this one. I want to know, in the entire family, this can be, the extended family, but people that you see often enough to formulate an opinion of. Who would you and your mother describe as the family embarrassment?
Family embarrassment. I'd go ahead and say Mark again.
Mark, 2 for 2. Okay, dumb and an embarrassment.
Yeah.
Now, let me see. I had a bunch of race questions that I wanted to ask. Thank you, Rob. Let me ask you. Because you're a hodgepodge, right? America's a melting pot, and Mr. Israel, you're a hodgepodge. So it'd be easier if it was just a white guy named Jack Smith, or if it was a black guy named Tyrone Washington.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But still, I will ask, given all of the African-American actors in the world, if you were to have a gay fling with any African-American actor, who would it be?
Who would it be? Any African-American actor?
Any black actor.
All right, I'll say Denzel.
Okay,
Denzel.
That's the obvious.
Good choice. I'd pick that one, too.
Can I just abridge this?
He's charming.
Except Denzel. Because he's such the obvious answer.
Now you put a kink in the system. I'll go ahead and black actor. I'm going to lose the contest.
It's hard to think of any, isn't it? It's more of an indictment of the movie business.
Certainly is, Don.
I'll tell you. Listen, I'll give you some hints. I think Snipes is damn sexy. Mm-hmm. Don Cheadle is sexy.
Charles Dutton III.
Well,
Cedric the Entertainer.
Let's not attractive or anything. Danny Glover.
The father from The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Danny Glover.
Yeah.
Okay, Danny Glover. We've got our answers. We're walking on air.
Wonderful.
Now, what's Mama's name?
Anna.
Okay, well, let's welcome to the Don and Mike Show. Anna. Hi there, Anna.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, ma'am. Welcome to the show. We have your son, Misriel, on the phone with us.
Hey, Mom.
What's his name? Did I screw that up, Mike?
I don't know what his name is. It just sounded funny when you said it sounded like misery.
Misriel.
Misael. Anyway, we have 3 questions for you, ma'am, that your son has answered. And if you match his answers, he's going to win $100 American.
It's called hobbling.
Here is the first question. Now, remember, your son is answering. These are his answers. So you're trying to match his answers.
Okay.
In your son's opinion, who is the member of your family with the lowest IQ?
Oh, my God. The lowest IQ.
Lowest IQ.
It must be Boo Boo, the dog.
No, human. A human, please.
Oh, a human.
Mm-hmm.
Human must be Mark.
Mark. You are one for one.
Winner! That's right. Now, that will be worth a prize. Very nice.
Okay.
And quite a compliment for Mark. Mike.
Anna, who would Miss Isle tell us is known commonly in your family as the family embarrassment? The embarrassment of the family.
Mark.
I'd love to meet Mark.
Now, you've done quite well.
I hope he's not listening.
Yeah.
You've done quite well, ma'am. The last question will be tough.
Okay.
With the exception of Denzel Washington, out of all of the African-American actors there are in the world, if your son was to have gay sex with a black actor, who would he have gay sex with, keeping in mind he could not choose Denzel Washington, who is the obvious #1 sexiest brother? And I don't know if you had any doubts about your son's sexuality. He came up with a name of a very very attractive.
He came out with a name. I don't know who.
A very attractive black fellow right away.
Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy. Good choice.
Oh.
Let me give you a hint. His first name is Danny.
Danny Glover?
Danny Glover was the correct answer, Anna.
Danny Glover.
Oh,
yes.
Wow.
So unfortunately, you were not 3 for 3.
No, you were not.
Yeah.
But
okay.
No, but honey, you do get the $20 Tower Records gift card from Tower.com.
Way to go.
And Mr. Missile, we will we'll give you the WWE pay-per-view Survivor, and you also get the $20 Tower Records gift card. Thank you for playing the game.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye, Mom. And
That's Miss Isle and Anna.
Goodbye. Hold on there, Miss Isle.
Thank you, guys.
Hold on. Let's try it. We got time to try this with one more.
I don't think they were Arab. I think they might have been Jewish.
You fell for their trick.
Their trick.
All right, let's see, Mike.
Hey, Herman.
How about...
And I'm not talking Munster.
No.
Here's a guy named Rob. Hello there,
Rob.
Rob.
Thank God.
Hi, Rob.
How are you?
We're doing great. Where are you calling from?
Reno.
Beautiful, Reno, Nevada. I see it's your brother. Why don't you see if you got the brother on the phone?
Is it Mark?
Is your brother's name Mark?
That it is.
Thank you.
All right. We're now going to wait and see if we get your brother on the line.
Good. Mark is the brother.
We've not given away the money yet.
This ought to be good. I think brothers are usually very free with their comments about the whole family.
Sure.
So, especially in this family.
Are we going to be able to reach your brother Mark, Rob?
Yeah, you should be able to.
So is it this is a great time waster. Is it snowy out there?
Negative.
Negative? What's the temperature in Reno?
What about
probably right around 55.
What about Tahoe? Tahoe.
If you go up by the lake, is there a chance there's a little chillier weather where the ski resorts are?
Lake Tahoe.
It snowed at the lake last night.
It snowed at the lake last night. Don, that way to think. You got your thinking cap on.
Frosty the snowman.
Always.
No off switch.
Always
no
on.
Off switch. And difference between snowmen and snowwomen?
What's that?
Snowballs.
Bada bing.
You got him?
Ready to go.
Okay, we got your brother on the line. Let me see. What is the last year that you believe your father took care of himself?
Probably this year.
This year.
So you're going to say 2005.
2005.
Okay, good first answer. All right, Mike.
Rob, who is the most offensive smelling relative you have? And it can be good or bad. I mean, it can be too much cologne. It can be BO. It can be bad breath. It can be somebody who breaks wind a lot. It can be a variety of things. Who is the worst smelling relative you have?
Oh, that's tough.
So many of them.
That's very true. I'm going to say Mike.
Mike. And would it be a BO or?
Just in general.
In general, a lot of things.
Yeah.
Okay.
That usually means the mouth.
Do you have any aunts?
I'm sorry?
Do you have any aunts? Any aunts?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I've got aunts.
Which aunt is the most doable?
Oh, my goodness. Sean.
Sean. That's a boy's name.
No,
Sean.
Definitely not.
Not Sean Young.
Okay. Oh, there you go. Very good. Thank you, Mike. Now let's welcome.
Never off.
Let's welcome to the show. Yeah, you too.
Yeah, right.
Let's welcome to the show.
As soon as I hit my car.
Let's welcome Mark. Hello, Mark.
Hey.
Hi, you're on the air. This is Don and Mike, and we have your brother Rob on the line with us.
What's up, Mark? How's it going, buddy?
All right, how's it? Listen, your brother can win some cash and some prizes if you can simply match his answers to 3 questions about your family.
Okay.
Okay? Let's see. Mark, according to your brother, what is the last calendar year in which your dad took care of himself? You know what I mean? Got handy. What's the last calendar year in which your dad took care of himself?
Probably 2005.
Ah, congratulations. That is a correct answer. The match.
That's all right, good. How old's your dad, incidentally? This is not for the game.
How old is my dad?
Yeah.
48.
Oh,
yeah. Well, we
that's easy.
That. Okay, good. Mike.
Mark, this is a funny little game. Makes me laugh. Mark, can you tell us, please, who is your most offensive smelling relative? Who is the relative in your family that's the most offensive smelling?
Oh, jeez. Man, there's so many of them, too.
No, your brother said that. Your brother
said it was
that.
a tough question to answer, but he did pick one name for us.
Oh, one name?
Yep.
Oh, great. He's bigger than me, too. If I get this wrong, I got to see him tonight.
Well, just say it. Who is it?
Come
on.
Mom?
Oh, no. Rob said Mike was the most offensive.
You think your mom stinks?
Wow.
That's what I figured he would say.
Is it a feminine thing, or is it B.O.? Or
no, I don't really think either one of them smells, but Rob likes to call everyone.
Hey, now, Mark, you got to justify your comments here, brother.
You're the one that said your mom stinks.
Yeah, what is it about your mom? What would you? There's something obviously that bothers you. Is it too much perfume?
No, it's just that he tells her she smells all the time.
Who does? Who was that?
Rob.
Rob, do you tell your mom she smells?
Never.
Never. Okay.
We're not going to get, no. You guys are being wimps. Okay, you guys are really being wimps.
Although something tells me that Mark might be telling the truth. That maybe that he thinks his mom does have a problem with odor.
I think Mark is telling the truth. I wish Mark would explain himself, though.
I just explained explain myself.
Okay,
Please.
when's the last time your brother said your mother has an odor issue?
Probably last night.
Last night, and why did he say that, Mark?
Because he likes to pick on her.
And how did he put it to her? Did he say, "Gee, Mom, your feet smell. Gee, Mom"? Oh, can I ask?
Are we talking about?
He's probably pretty blunt about it. Probably just said, "You smell."
You know what? I think we're dancing around a subject. Are we talking about gas, guys?
Yes.
I thought so.
You know, to be honest.
Yes.
Oh God! Good thing she doesn't listen to this show, because I would have to say, in that regard, she is the smelliest person in the family.
Whoa! Wow. There you go. That's all it took.
Is Mom a big woman?
No. No, Mom's not at all. Woman.
Really?
All right, here we go. Because you've been so honest about your mom's flatulence. if you get this one right, we'll give you the money.
All right. Come on, Mark.
Here you go, Mark. Which of your aunts is the most doable?
And Sean. Yes,
congratulations. You got it, Mark. Good job.
Yeah, we'll give it to him because the answers were his dad last got the handy in 2005. The odor problem is his mom, but it's really a fart issue.
Yeah, that's true. And then Aunt Sean. Aunt Sean, is she a young woman?
Not anymore, but, you know, she's still, she just turned 40, so she's not.
You know, that's relatively young. Who is the celebrity that you boys think your Aunt Sean most resembles?
Oh, man.
It's obviously both of you have been thinking about her.
Well, she's married into the family, so.
Oh, even better.
That means she's safe.
That's right.
Aunt Sean, huh? So she's a hottie?
Come on, give us a celebrity. Who do you think?
Who's the chick in Once Upon a Time in Mexico?
Julia Roberts?
No.
You mean
Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Catherine Zeta.
Yeah, there you go. That's good. That's a good one. Zeta-Jones.
You're kidding? Your aunt looks like Catherine Zeta-Jones?
Isn't Once Upon a Time in Mexico, isn't that Selma Hayek?
I don't know the movie.
Okay.
Either way, piece of ass.
Doesn't matter. Either one's fine.
Okay, listen. Hold on. We got to open up the news thing here.
In a world where owning a radio was strictly forbidden, one man found a way to bring good news to his people. He made it up.
So let's see, Rob, you get $100.
Awesome.
And for your brother, Mark, we got the $20 Tower Records gift card from Tower Records and Tower.com. And also you guys get the WWE Survivor Series pay-per-view live in your home Sunday night, November 27th. Call Comcast or Cox Cable now to order. Digital customers enjoy easy ordering using your digital remote.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Don and Mike.
And we'll dedicate this segment to your sweet mama's ass vapor.
Yeah.
Love you, Mom.
Does Aunt Sean have any gas?
I doubt it. Not that we know of.
All right, hold on there, fellas. Hold on, Rob and Mark.
Those two boys were trouble. You know that, don't you?
Don't I?
They were up to no good.
Don't I?
They just were. They didn't have enough straight answers to be legit.
I don't care. It's fun.
Right.
Hey, Rob. Yeah, Mark. Hey, look at that, Sean. She's leaning over the biscuits. And look at her biscuits. That reminds me, the closer we get to Christmas, the closer we get to the annual telling
of the Aunt Lola story.
Oh, man. I'm ready. I am so ready.
It's my Aunt Lola.
And there's something about a sexy aunt in a family. There's and then when they said that she married in.
Yeah, you know what that means?
Yeah.
Safe.
Anything goes.
Safe. She's safe. Anything goes. Hi. Anything goes. Hey, hi. I voted today.
Hi, Auntie.
Mind if I come over for dinner?
I'll pull my lever.
Selma Hayek, by the way, was in Once Upon a Time in Mexico,
what I thought.
along with Eva Mendes.
Oh, well, either way.
Yeah.
Either way. I think we'd all like to do that, Aunt. Sure. Buzz, what is your lead story? Hold on. What are your lead stories on the news and comments tonight?
Tonight, the news of the day made better by Scooter Libby's naughty novel and some hot lesbian cheerleaders.
Oh, are those the chicks that are on our website?
Those are the ones. I have the latest.
DonandMikeWebsite.com. Okay, beautiful. Thank you, Buzz.
Stay tuned for
everybody.
news and comments
coming up
on the Don and Mike Show.
Don and Mike Show. Hold on, Sean. That was very professional.
What's the word from Planet Crackpot?
The Don and Mike Show.
Coming up, Handsome Man recaps news in pleasing baritone. Stay tuned for this and more.
Out of the mouths of cards comes the Don and Mike Show.
Tricky. I'm late to the party, but this weekend my son was down in Carolina with him. Introduced me to Run's house. It's the funniest freaking show. It's better than the Osbournes.
I gotta check it out.
It really is. I mean, it's a combination of the Osbournes and Bernie Mac, but he's not effed up. But he's a reverend, and he says like Jesus Christ, and his kids are nuts. But it's great.
What's it called? Rev Run's House?
Rev Run's House. Okay. Anyway, it's TiVo it. It's on VH1 all the time.
Good.
It's on always. And now with Howard 100 News, and I don't know if we made Howard 100 News. I'm sure we didn't tonight.
No, I don't think so.
Now is Buzz 106.7 News.
Hi, Don and
or
Mike.
whatever the frequency is wherever you're listening. Kenneth. Hi, Buzz.
Hi, guys.
Hi there.
Let me tell you something. There's never been an administration more focused than this one on the separation of church and state.
Brother, what can I do to help you?
Faster than you can say faith-based initiative, the IRS was all over the All Saints Episcopal Church in Los Angeles. The Reverend George F. Rejas was the guest speaker, or preacher, the evening before the most recent presidential election.
What's the F stand for?
I don't know.
All right.
Just his middle initial.
Okay. F-head.
He did not tell people from the pulpit how to vote.
F-stick.
But he did say that he...
F-ball.
Winner. You're king of the Fs.
The Reverend did indicate that he didn't think Jesus would have voted for Bush. He spoke against the war and some tax cuts he felt would hurt the poor.
Oh, I disagree. I believe Jesus would be a big Republican. Imagine Jesus driving around in his Mercedes.
He'd have to shave the beard.
It's a non-issue. He's not an American resident.
Mm-hmm. That's right. It's all theoretical and hypothetical, Rob.
Hey, look at Arnold.
Yeah, we would Schwarzenegger Jesus through.
Sure. I bet he'd have a lot of good propositions.
But he could never be president.
Never.
Never.
Never. Never. Well, this sermon came back in November. Now, by June, the IRS had warned the church it could lose its tax-exempt status because of that sermon. It's agreed by all sides that the conservative Christians pushed Bush over the top in the last election, but legally, actual churches are not allowed to intervene in political campaigns or elections.
George Bush doesn't care about black people.
The pastor just told his congregation about the IRS letter 2 days ago.
Pastor? I hardly knew her.
Attending the church the night before the election was South African Archbishop Desmond Tutu. He believes the IRS is about to make good on its threat.
Or as I like calling him, Des Double T. Hey, Des Double T. Hey, D Double T, what's down? It's Donnie
D2.
with an I. Hey, yeah, right, D2. Hey, D2, it's Donnie with an I.
The warning...
Excuse me, it would be D4.
D4.
Hey, D4, It's Donnie with an I. What's happening?
Hey, Tutu.
The warning from the IRS is, quoting him, a direct assault on freedom of speech and freedom of religion.
Right.
Now, maybe you're against torturing people, or maybe you're for torturing alleged terrorists. It doesn't really matter for this story.
Let me see. Yes. What was the first one again?
Are you for or against torturing people?
Yes.
Humans in general.
Yes.
That would be for.
And for people who aren't sure, maybe on the fence, are you for or against torturing alleged terrorists?
Yeah. What about Michael Hughes?
Yes.
Thank you, Mike.
But as I said, for this story, it doesn't really matter what your opinion is on that.
Is this about the O'Reilly show?
No.
Okay.
That's a different kind of torture.
That's torture.
Now, despite photographic evidence to the contrary, President Bush said yesterday, "We do not torture." That's a quote. But Bush also said he's against the Senate proposal to ban torture as a means of interrogation. Quoting the president, "There's an enemy that lurks and plots and plans and wants to hurt America again."
Buzz, I must break in. Excuse me. You want torture?
I don't personally.
No. I'm just saying. You don't think we're tortured? Tonight on the American Broadcasting Company.
Yes.
According to Jim, followed by Rodney. They follow that up with Commander-in-Chief, and then Boston Legal.
Well, Boston Legal's pretty good. In fact, it's great.
Freddie?
What?
What happened to Freddie?
Freddie? Oh, Freddie? I think Freddie's on the other night, on the Hispanic night when Lopez is on.
Oh, that's right.
Anyway,
Wednesday.
That's torture.
Yeah, does no one follow the Geneva Convention?
Let me just circle that one right there. According to Jim, that's torture. Thank you.
Why would anybody leave Bravo anyway tonight?
Why? What's on Bravo?
The Cosby Show, a look back. That's right, Bill, and castmates reflect about the Cosby Show.
You know what else I notice is on tonight?
What?
Which I'm really not sick of? Celebrity poker. I'm really not. They've not run that into the ground. They've really not.
Still very popular.
And also online poker. That's something that's not been run into the ground either.
But that Cosby special is great. He dopes every cast member and touches them all.
Hey, but on the E! Network at 8 o'clock, and it's a full hour. They're running back-to-back episodes on E! 101 Biggest Celebrity. Oops!
Now, what if they were really oopsies?
Yeah.
Like Larry King. Oopsies.
Like dollops.
There's a show.
Add one letter.
We zoomed in on Paris Hilton. Oops.
Oops.
So Vice President Dick Cheney has been trying to convince lawmakers to exempt the CIA from the new torture rules.
Yeah, Big Dick Cheney.
You know what? This is crap.
Right, Big Dick.
All this happens as word gets out about secret CIA prisons overseas. Abu Ghraib and Guantanamo were the two you knew about. Imagine what they do in the secret prisons. The torture debate also comes as the Supreme Court takes up a case that's described as a major test of the president's wartime powers.
You want to know torture?
Yes.
Free FM. I mean, that's torture.
Perhaps, but it's free. There's no charge for it.
Well, listen, like we're charging our the bad guys down in Guantanamo Bay.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's true.
Like we're beating them with belts, like we hope we are, and we're charging them for that.
Pop this on, and rip the knob off.
Oh, literally.
Ouch. White House staffers today began taking a 3-day refresher course on ethics and the handling of classified information. White House lawyers are conducting the seminar on secrecy versus honesty.
Incidentally, that was my little half laugh, in case you didn't hear it. It sounds something like this.
Sounded insincere.
White House staffers taking an ethics course.
3,000 people taking this course. Attendance is mandatory.
Mike, it's very Shemp-like.
Yeah.
John! How you doing, Shemp?
Ooh.
Attendance is mandatory for everyone in the White House except the president and the vice president.
No, you're wrong. It's not mandatory for me.
No, you have to go, Carl.
What's happening, Rove?
How are you? I will not attend.
You know, I think that was...
Mr. and Mrs. Rove will be unable to attend.
Maybe the funniest thing from this weekend of television, I've told you I'm back into the West Wing again now.
Yes. Yeah, I watched the debate as well.
So I TiVo'd the debate, the live debate, and they go from high quality to regular video, like you're watching on PBS.
Right.
And here's what I found to be the most moronic about it. Two moronic things about this. First, and I swear to God on this, after watching that, I would vote for the characters Jimmy Smith is playing or Alan Alda's playing before I would vote for any real real candidate.
Of course.
I know it's a TV show, and I know it's jive and everything else. But here's the other thing. They got no problem blurring the line between what you're really seeing as news and what you're not. They had the guy Forrest Sawyer, who I know worked for ABC for like 100 years.
That's right.
My cousin.
He is... What?
It's Carrie's cousin.
That's true.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, anyway, he is...
Hey, you did a little Larry there for a second. You said my cousin.
That's true. Well, we're related.
By marriage?
Yeah, right. Like Larry King's son is the athlete for BYU.
You did. That was Larry King, Rob.
You know what that was?
You just shouted out my cousin then.
I did correct it.
That was funny.
That was your 25% speaker.
Right.
So anyway,
12 and a half.
Christ. Oh, stop it. You made me forget what I was saying.
The other thing that didn't ring true.
So I'm watching this on TiVo, and it's a fake debate.
Yes.
But in the corner, it says live NBC News.
Yeah.
Now, yes, if you're watching that and you think it's a real debate,
then you ought to be put in an institution.
You're a moron. But on the other hand,
right, it made me uncomfortable.
There used to be a time when it would be like fake, instead of CNN, like in the Batman movies,
right?
It would say GNN.
Was Forrest was Forrest the moderator?
Yes. Yeah.
Forrest Tucker was the moderator.
That was Forrest Gump.
Oh, it's Forrest Whitaker.
Oh boy.
Calvert the Forest.
Enchanted Forest. I mean, I'm sorry, Mike.
Emerald Forest. Emerald City, wrong.
God damn. Steve Forrest.
Oh. Since we're going with Forrest, the last name.
Yeah. Steve Forrest. Come on. Can I have one today?
You're king of the forest. Steve Forrest was a good pull. Mommy Dearest.
Yes, and also SWAT, right?
Just a Sunday afternoon at home with a star.
Anyway, I loved watching The West Wing. I thought
they were too blurring. That's what you're thinking. They were making it a little too newsy.
Yeah, it's like put a fake news channel up there. I'm watching it, and on one hand, I'm thinking, who's going to be dumb enough to think this is real? But on the other hand,
well, they'll get the calls tonight from the Great Unwashed when they call in and go, "Excuse me, NBC, I went to the polling place. First of all, there is no presidential election today. Secondly, neither one of your candidates were on the ballot." Duh.
They actually, I guess NBC is polling this, and Vinnick, the character, Senator Vinnick, Alan Alda's character, is leading, is considered the winner of that debate.
Don't you think they've already written Jimmy Smits as the winner of the show, though?
I don't know. They may be going by the polls. I have no idea what the outcome will be.
Who cares what the Polish people think?
It's always about the polls with him.
This ethics...
Vote Hawkeye!
This ethics course at the White House is a reaction to the indictment of Vice Presidential Chief of Staff Scooter Libby, who's also getting reaction at Amazon.com for a steamy novel he wrote 9 years ago.
Baby.
In The Apprentice, a novel, I. Lewis Libby writes of voyeurism, bestiality, and pedophilia. Quoting one Amazon reviewer, "Wow, who would have thought that clean living family values man Scooter Libby was capable of writing such filth?" A signed copy was going for $2,400 at last check.
You know, this is what they do, though, these guys, because this has happened before, where the novel, they write, and because it's in novel form, that somehow gets a free pass that they cover. And then when they go out and they're preaching all their other stuff, you know, your morality has to be my morality, then it's different, right?
It's different to write it than to live it.
This Boy's Life by Scooter Libby. Jay North walked into the room.
I've been hanging around the playground for 4 days in a row at lunch hour.
Dennis, even though I knew that wasn't his real name, aren't those overalls a bit of a menace?
You know something? I forgot to mention this, and my God, I'm so glad I remembered it, because this is important. I watched Dateline. I think it was Friday night. The Dateline episode on Friday night. The most amazing.
With the kid touchers?
Absolutely the most amazing investigative journalism I have ever seen on television.
Rob, put 60 seconds on the clock because we have to break.
You saw it?
Yeah. Let me take 20.
Amazing.
And you can take the other 40.
Okay.
It's a hidden camera.
Unbelievable.
And they've got...
Right here in Northern Virginia.
They've got people who work for a watch group on the Internet, and they have these pervs who think that they're going to go to a house and meet a 13-year-old boy.
Right.
They've got the camera.
They set them up by having people, actors, not actors, but volunteers, pretend that they're the kids.
Right. One of the guys is a rabbi. Yep. The other, you see these creepy guys walking in, like going, "Hey, what's happening?" And then you hear the kid's voice in the other room going, "I'm just changing my shirt. I'll be right out." And then the guy from NBC comes out and doesn't say at first he's from NBC.
Right. Doesn't say it until like way down the road.
Says, "Hey, what are you doing here?" And what's amazing is the amount of guys that just did not get up and haul ass out of this room.
Incredible. I mean, and terrifying if you're the parent of a kid, because you see these guys. Did you see the one guy that they busted him? They had the cameras. The guy that was naked in the kitchen, and then the next day they sting him at a McDonald's. He comes back and does it the next day, and that's right in our backyard.
They show him on the internet everywhere. Now, keep in mind, the guy walked into the house
naked.
I know it's not. He walks into the house naked. They say the next day, he's got the same screen name. He's set up to meet a kid at McDonald's. They go with the cameras. Now, the guy, they've already seen the guy walk into the house naked. It's the next day. They walk up to him outside McDonald's. They go, "Dude, like, we followed you on the internet. What are you doing?" And he says, "I'm just at McDonald's."
You know, really, with all the Ann Curry, Diane Sawyer, fluff crap that floats around those tabloids, it was nice to see a reporter with some balls that did I mean, it was incredible how they got that. And he'd come out, and they all thought he was like the father, right? They didn't think he was a journalist. And then the best reaction was the rabbi when he said, "You're on Dateline NBC." And he's like, "No, make it stop."
Yeah, I would think so.
Absolutely mind-boggling. It was great. I thought it was fantastic.
So Scooter Libby's book on pedophilia and bestiality going for $700 a piece for unsigned hardcover copies of this now out-of-print book.
And I thought the most disgusting part of that show was when Tim McWilliams walked in the room.
Nobody expected it.
He's the guy that works here.
Thank God he didn't sit down. He just ran.
We got a break.
A Washington, D.C. murder mystery when we come back.
This is the Don and Mike Show.
Now, Buzz.
When they lay it out, they play it out. Don and Mike.
We're short on time here, so I'll keep this as brief as possible. I got a letter from the Lesbos.
Finally.
At the website. From Virgo Blonde. Dear Don, my streaming internet radio's blocked at work, so I tuned in when I got home and heard you apologized. My girl is too shy to say anything, so it's up to me to get in touch with you. I did get her to finally tell me what you said. It's from our house to yours. We've attached a picture for you. Notice we are not wearing any clothes in this picture. Feel free to post this on the website. I've not been able to see it. I'm sure it's a gag picture.
Right.
Lesbos, I'd love you to come down.
Yeah, come on. We gotta meet.
We'd like to meet you. Also, we just got a call during the break when Mike brought up that Dateline show that we both saw. One of our best friends in the business for over 20 years is Mark Weiss, and Mark said that a couple of his daughters had been to see the rabbi.
Yeah, the rabbi was pretty prominently featured.
So tomorrow we'll get Mark on the show to find out his take on watching the rabbi that was with his daughters, although he probably doesn't have to worry because the rabbi was into boys, not into girls.
That's exactly right.
But still, it's Oogie. And now again, here is Buzz. Hi, Buzz.
Hi, Don and Mike.
So, Lesbos, right back and come on down. Please, come on. I apologized.
Has it come to this? For police in the Washington, D.C. suburb of Fairfax, Virginia, it's an attempted homicide investigation.
What's that?
But the FBI and the Capitol Police are now involved because they think the Senate staffer attacked at her home with a baseball bat may have been a victim of political revenge.
I just heard when I heard attacked with baseball bat.
I'm not really that political.
Amelia DeSanto is a trusted aide to Senate Finance Committee Chairman Chuck Grassley, a Republican from Iowa. He's been investigating health care fraud and the nonprofit groups related to thug lobbyist Jack Abramoff. Grassley's also been a harsh critic of the FBI, which is now part of the investigation.
No, Jack Abramoff.
No, you'll be hearing.
Yeah, right. I'm pulling your wang.
You'll be hearing his name more as the criminal investigations continue.
Abram won't leave him alone.
There was even a bomb scare last week at a veterans nursing home in Iowa where Grassley was scheduled to speak, and his aide, who was severely attacked, is his top investigator. She says the attacker wore a hood and black gloves and made no demands. He just beat her to the point she needed health care. And now other congressional staffers are worried. Who's next? Damn you, smiley face, and your everyday low prices. A federal investigation shows that 2 senior Walmart executives knew their cleaning contractors were hiring illegal aliens. The report says the workers were housed in crowded conditions and sometimes slept in the back rooms of Walmart stores so they could stretch out a bit.
My hometown.
That's what prompted a raid on 6 Walmarts 2 years ago.
Don't forget it again tonight at O'Mara's. I love giving you the plug. Migrant workers, if you are here illegally, tonight, Corona's half price at O'Mara's.
Yeah. Check the fine print.
Try the nachos.
If you can read English.
Walmart paid $11 million to settle that case, and now a lawyer representing legitimate former Walmart employees says, and I quote, Walmart conspired with contractors to exploit undocumented immigrants. And a state known for its bluegrass is also now well known for its illegal grass. Kentucky is one of the top 5 marijuana-producing states in the U.S.
When are you moving there?
And that's saying something for a state already renowned for its production of whiskey and cigarettes. But they're legal. The harvest is in, and Kentucky State Police rounded up over $1 billion worth of pot this year. The troopers say they would have found even more crops if their search hadn't been hampered by Hurricane Katrina.
You have the look on your face that tells me you want to say something, but you're holding back.
Not at all. It's not what you think.
Okay.
I like their jelly. Kentucky's jelly.
Kentucky's jelly?
KY jelly.
KY jelly.
That's what I wanted to say.
That's what it is.
Which also makes me think of Buzz. Not only the pod thing.
Oh, thank you. I'll take that as a compliment.
Doesn't only make you think about it.
Even so, according to one state official, Kentucky grows so much pot, according to this official,
how much
that
pot?
Rob, I'll tell you, if every Kentuckian were to smoke a joint a day, they still couldn't use everything they confiscated.
Isn't that wild stuff? I saw a robin smoking a joint.
Wild. Buzz is moving tonight.
Yes. When we come back, the latest on Terrell Owens, and also, is it Terrell or Terrell?
Jerk.
It's trouble.
Yeah,
jerk.
It is. T.O.
Jerk.
Let's just say T.O.
Jerk. It's Terrell Owens, Eddie.
Terrell Owens.
B-O-T-O.
The latest on him and on the sexy cheerleaders when we come back.
Oh, the Panthers whores.
Right.
Be right back.
This is the Don and Mike Show.
Tonight on the Discovery Channel. First at 8.
I got it.
Hit the surf and save the day with the new series SOS Coast Guard Rescue. Then at 9, it's a dirty job, but someone's got to do it.
I got mud places that man doesn't necessarily want mud.
Mike Rowe salutes the everyday heroes who tackle work so grimy it's hard to believe. Roll up your sleeves for an all-new Dirty Jobs at 9. Let's all discover a new kind of courage. Tonight beginning at 8 Eastern Pacific, only on the Discovery Channel.
At CompUSA, we get that entertainment centers don't just sit in living rooms, because now you can enjoy your DVDs, DVR, TV, MP3s, and games on a laptop with a 17-inch Ultimate True Bright display. It's the Toshiba Cosmio G25 with Intel Centrino mobile technology. Get yours for just under $2,500. Only at CompUSA. We got it, we get it. Offer good through Sunday. See store for details. Not since butter and popcorn has there been a combination that rocked the very foundations of entertainment. Until today. Because at CompUSA, we get that combining the latest Sysnet computers with Intel Pentium 4 processors will redefine the way you watch TV, listen to MP3s, and blow up zombies. Come get it for yourself. Sysnet computers with Intel Pentium 4 processors. CompUSA. We got it, we get it.
This is Rocky Moselle with International Star Registry. For over 25 years, we've been brightening people's holidays with the most magical gift. Name a star after someone. For only $54 and a call to 800-282-3333 or visit starregistry.com, we will send an incredible personalized gift package and record the new star name in book form in the U.S. Copyright Office. This is an eternal gift that's never forgotten. Call the Star Registry, 800-282-3333 or visit starregistry.com for the gift that shines forever.
Don and Mike Afternoons.
Don and Mike, there'll be no mollycoddling.
It's the Don and Mike Show on AM 1550, The Edge.
Everybody loves Don and Mike.
It's the Don and Mike Show, followed by Tom Likas at 7 on The Edge 1550.
NBC News Radio, I'm Pete Williams. A student is in custody after a fatal shooting at a Tennessee high school. Officials say an assistant principal was killed and 2 other administrators seriously wounded at Campbell County High in Jacksboro near Knoxville. It's election day across the country. NBC's Tim Russert predicts a couple of state races will be early indicators for elections next year.
Now, it's a lot of time for a party to turn it around, but if the Republicans lose both gubernatorial seats tonight, Virginia and New Jersey, tomorrow there'll be a lot of soul-searching in the Republican Party.
In Kansas, a victory for supporters of what's being called intelligent design. The State Board of Education has approved science standards for public schools that cast doubt on the theory of evolution. And the winners of the $340 million Powerball prize last month have finally claimed their jackpot. It's a family in Oregon that was getting some financial advice first before coming forward. I'm Pete Williams, NBC News Radio.
A&E introduces Random One. Meet John and Andre. Their office, an 87 pickup named Jackie.
It starts with us just driving around the streets, and then Andre gets a hunch.
Their target, total strangers. Their mission, help them.
He needs a job, bad. We gotta find this guy an artificial leg.
Their method,
we're out here to kick doors open.
Whatever it takes. Random One, the real life-changing series. Tonight at 10, 9 Central on A&E.
When you do good things, other good things will happen.
You know, it's amazing how many things you can do online these days. Plastic surgery online is still a few years off, but I bet they're working on it. And what about doing all your car insurance business online? Well, it's already here. At Geico.com, you can do most everything. Change drivers, change cars, change coverage, change your oil. I made that last one up. Geico.com. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Whether they're your spouse, boyfriend, or girlfriend, or you're looking to turn up the heat on your love life, Sassy Sensations is the place to shop. A gift from the exciting world of Sassy Sensations says so much to the person you're giving it to. You'll find everything, including pleasure toys, lingerie, fun games, edibles, and other erotic items the mall wouldn't think of stocking. Speaking of stockings and the like, whether you're outrageously sexy, a simple romantic at heart, or just have a naughty streak, there are Sassy Sensations surprises that will fit you. Sassy Sensations is completely dedicated to love, romance, and total enjoyment in the bedroom or wherever fun takes you. Pamper yourself, intensify each other's intimate moments, and be free to create your own special passion. Come see me, Vanessa, at Sassy Sensations, Route 88 in Castle Shannon, or click your mouse with sassysensations.com and give us a call at 1-877-467-2779. That's right, 1-877-467-2779. Sassy Sensations, where good boys and girls get even better.
I know I need to pay attention to my health, but I just can't seem to find the time. Between rushing to work and taking care of the kids, there's not much time left over for me. So I decided to start small by eating more fruits and vegetables and being more active. And then I got the family to make some changes too. We started by keeping a bowl of fresh fruit on the counter, and I limit the amount of sweet snacks I keep in the house. I've also found some creative ways to add more vegetables to our meals. We're taking more walks, and on the weekends, we head down to the pool at the rec center. It doesn't happen every day, but it does happen. You don't have to change your entire life to be healthier. Just make some simple changes and include your family. You'll see how easy and fun it can be.
You can make a difference. Eat smart, play hard. And when you do, your kids will too. A challenge from USDA.
Data security and speed can be what puts your business ahead of your competition. But cost is important too. You might be paying every month for bandwidth you don't use. Let's talk about your company's disaster recovery system. Is it as effective and secure as it could be? What are you paying for your T1 line? I'll bet we can offer you a better deal. We're ASP Station, a premier independent server co-location facility and high-speed internet access provider. Virtually unlimited bandwidth, co-location for your backup servers, off-site system backup, and secure access to your equipment 24/7. Check us out on the web at aspstation.net or call us at 412-661-6001. Easy number to remember, 412-661-6001. ASP Station, 412-661-6001.
Do you own or manage a small business? These aren't easy times, huh? Well, no matter what you make, sell, or do, it almost always seems to boil down to two things: attracting more customers and keeping your old customers as satisfied customers. And when you just need more customers to come in the door, there's really only one way to get them there, and that's advertising. How are potential customers supposed to know about your business if you don't tell them? Well, that's what we specialize in here at The Edge 1550. Oh, sure, we aren't the biggest station in town, but you probably couldn't afford the big one anyway. And you know who our audience is. For instance, you're listening right now. You know, you can't grow your business and attract new customers by not telling anybody what you do. Find out how affordable, flexible, and creative our staff can be working for your business. Call 412-942-0078. That's 412-942-0078. Let us try to help you make your business better. The Edge 1550 at 412-942-0078.
Furnace working okay? How's your heating bills? You know, no kidding, an old or inefficient furnace can really add to the cost of keeping your home warm. If you want to keep costs down, get your furnace looked at, and I recommend Bolster to Heart Heating and Air Conditioning for that. The technicians at Bolster to Heart have been performing routine maintenance and installing high-efficiency heating and air conditioning systems in Pittsburgh since 1977. They're EPA-certified professionals who are continually factory-trained in all the latest installation and service techniques. They offer free estimates and don't even charge extra for Saturday service. They're a quality dealer you can trust. Stay warm this winter at the lowest possible cost. Call Bolster to Heart Heating and Air Conditioning at 412-367-3900. Maintenance or installation, Bolster to Heart Heating and Air Conditioning, 412 367-3900.
Brain damage, heart damage, liver damage, death. Some of the most dangerous drugs aren't on the street. They're under your sink. Inhalants, household products kids sniff to get high. Protect your kids. Tell them never to sniff inhalants. Because just one time, the first time, can kill. Set rules. Be firm. They'll listen.
For more information, visit drugfreepa.org. A message from Drug Free Pennsylvania and the Partnership for a Drug-Free America.
WURP Braddock. WURP Braddock. Pittsburgh's new talk radio station is 1550 The Edge. The Edge.
Grassroots right here, and there's Buzz. Hi, Buzz.
Hi, Don and Mike. In sports, one of the oldest questions to face management in any business is, what do you do with the bad boy employee who also produces results? That's the problem the Philadelphia Eagles faced with receiver Terrell Owens. The four-time Pro Bowl player has been suspended for the rest of the season for criticizing the team.
You mean Terrell Stern?
Okay, you could look at it that way.
Howard Owens.
Without Owens, the Eagles then lost to the Washington Redskins. He's only the sixth receiver in NFL history to score 100 career touchdowns, and he was hurt the Eagles didn't highlight number 100 on the stadium's big screen TV. He's also complained that his $49 million isn't enough. Today, he apologized to the team and his teammates, but it's been said by the team that he won't be back. And finally, 2 NFL cheerleaders have been fired after having sex with each other in public.
Now, baby, you want to see these chicks' pictures, their mugshots. Mm-hmm. Go to DonnaMikeWebsite.com.
One of them's pretty hot.
Yeah. Click on the steaming log for today's show, and you'll see their mugshots.
Pretty blonde and under drinking age Renee Thomas. Shapely brunette Angel Keithley went to jail after being arrested in a Tampa, Florida restroom. At that point, the hot lesbian cheerleaders also became women behind bars.
Now they are cheerleaders for the Carolina Panthers in Tampa Bay to play the Bucks.
Right. That's right. The women were at Banana Joe's having some drinks, and, well, one thing led to another.
Banana Joe's.
It irritated...
Come down to Banana Joe's.
It irritated women who really needed to use the facilities, and a fist fight broke out. Wow, this story just keeps getting better. The cheerleaders were not in Tampa on official business, even though the Panthers were about to play the Bucks.
Oh, really? These chicks were not at the stadium shaking it?
The top cats, as they're called, don't perform on the road, depending on your definition of perform. I'm Buzz Burbank on the Don and Mike Show. No!
Thank you, Buzz. Those chicks, that picture's on our website.
Yeah, they're pretty interesting looking.
We'll be back tomorrow, I'm pretty sure, with the all-new episode. You know.
Oh, come on, you're not being serious.
It's like Dan Patrick said, who's not day to day?
That's right, absolutely.
We'll see you tomorrow. I'm the kid, of course. Good day to you, sir.
Good day to you, sir.
And good day to you, sir.
Good day to you, sir.
Good luck tonight, Mike.
With what?
With the Mexicans.
Oh, yeah. Oh, for the special? Thanks for the plug.
And you?
I solved the Don and Mike scramble.
What is it?
Joe Tex.
When we meet again, this is Sammy Davis Jr. saying, be kind, be nice, and I hope the next performer has the pleasure of having as nice an audience as you've been tonight. And let me leave you swinging.